The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Super Monday, May 13th, 2024. This sports program starts now.
Sports!
Our wonderful in sports had a massive weekend. Obviously, the NBA and the NHL are in playoffs, and there's drama and controversy written all over it. One that's going to be a big story, especially in that stupid city of New York. The Indiana Pacers are about to run shit for the rest of this particular series. Go back and play in Madison Square Garden, and then they're back here in Indiana on Friday. I got a chance to have, boots on the wood to watch the potential ass beating that became a fruition. The Pacers beat the Knicks by about 55 points. Now, Tony Brothers,
Yeah.
and the refs try to get the Knicks back into it. Start calling things. Hey, they're down 25. This game's getting boring. What are we going to... Didn't matter because TJ McConnell, who is a certified dog, a man who during timeouts, he's walking down in front of the crowd. Are you not entertained? He's walking down all the way the length of the court. He's going bananas. Now, there is a story potentially that Jalen Brunson on a podcast, when he was asked if he could beat anybody up in the NBA, he said somebody's name, and he said TJ McConnell.
Yes, he did.
And I happen to be very close, to the game. Very lucky. Tyrese Halliburton invited my wife and I, gave us tickets. Thank you, Ty. You're a dog.
Shout out.
Only had 20 points, whatever, rested the entire second half. Obviously, got a long series ahead, especially as they make their push for a championship. But we got to sit next to his mom, his family, and he got to be, whenever you're sitting that close, it was fantastic. Nice Mother's Day. Great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Sam.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Hope you had a great time. But I got to hear the chatter, First of all, those dudes are hitting down there. There's a lot more contact than I think a lot of people are talking about whenever you judge the NBA defense. TJ McConnell did ask a couple times, though, you beat me up, huh? And then there's a little, he's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think he's about 6 foot tall.
Scrappy.
There's no way anybody was like, NBA guy right there. That's an NBA guy. Nobody ever thought that. Nobody ever said it. He's a menace. He's a pest. He's the gas for our team. Halliburton is the star, obviously. Need Halliburton to play. He's going to have to play if the Pacers want to go. TJ McConnell, as soon as he gets on the court, though, there is a heightened atmosphere. Yeah. And we're checking people. Oh, yeah. We're okey-doking people. I mean, we're stealing, we're laying up, we're assisting, we're ooping, we're dunking, we're going bananas. I mean, it was a scene yesterday in Indiana, and I know that Madison Square Garden, is going to be absurd. But from what I've heard, these Pacers would like to get a win in Madison Square Garden, the place that they have so much respect for, and then come back home on Friday and go ahead and end this series. And the New York Knicks are a phenomenal basketball team.
Yes. Sure.
Jalen Brunson's fun to watch.
Electric.
I mean, he is fun to watch. He was, just in control seemingly, and his shot is so pure and sweet.
Yeah,
sweet
good
celebration.
Yep.
And DiVincenzo, Paisan, got a chance to chat with him. He's a problem. He is. If you stop those two, feels like you're in a good spot because they don't really have any depth at all because of injuries. And as it goes on, it feels like the Pacers have a little bit more depth because there was guys playing that I have never heard of before. Or the Pacers. These guys are standing right in front of me. I've never seen that human in my entire life. They're like, well, actually, he averages like 7-8 points a game or whatever. It's like the Pacers have a lot of that. So I think there's a chance that the Knicks, who are a fantastic team, might be gassed out a little bit.
Could be. Feels that way.
And I want to let you know the Pacers, they were able to rest for 2 quarters pretty much yesterday. And the battle, is to the metal, and the Pacers are all the way back. Who are they going to be staring down? Well, probably Celtics, who had a big weekend, got a big-time win, Cavs in Cleveland. They play again this evening, but the playoffs have been remarkable. In the NHL, there's some drama. Across the table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. A 9-year NFL vet, big brain human being, massive Florida Panther fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler is here.
Maybe D-Butch.
D-Butch, obviously the Panthers have taken a strong lead over the Boston Bruins in this particular series. Why do you think that's the case, and how does it feel being a lifelong Panthers fan like you are to get to reap the rewards of this team that is a bunch of dogs?
A bunch of dogs. Scrappy. We've been dogs all year long. This is nothing new. I know we're up 3-1. Probably could have been a sweep, honestly. I know we got our ass beat that first game, but I feel like, the goals, the score wasn't quite indicative of the game. Sure. You can look at it every game. We were putting way more shots. You're looking at the score like, damn, is Swayman sucking tonight? No, he's got to save 50 goals, give me a shot at him. 50 shots being shot at him every 50 shots at him. I know you're pissed off.
No, keep going.
I've seen that steam coming out your ear all morning long, but this is what we've been doing. And we'll have gentleman sweep. We'll have a closeout game down in Sunrise. Bennett, a lot of people crying, bitching and moaning about this goal. It's 50-50.
Is this playoff hockey?
A little shove in the back. I thought it was NHL hockey. This is what we do. But Bennett, the menace, has been ruffling a lot of feathers up there in Boston. Man, I've been enjoying this series, enjoyed this game.
Congrats to the Panthers.
In the airport. Love to see it.
Congrats to the Panthers. And obviously, D-Bud, lifelong fan of the hockey. Lifelong fan of the hockey. He's been to games, with his family.
I won't say lifelong. We've only been around since 93. Haven't won the Stanley Cup yet.
Okay.
Been to one. Maybe we get over the hump this year. We got some new Bruins fans in here too, but shout out to Connor. We've been going back and forth, but we got some other ones.
You're talking about playoff hockey, and you brought up that name Bennett. Boy, he's been a topic of conversation. Takes out the captain with a rabbit punch with a stick, and then all of a sudden he's part of a cross-check goal in the middle of it. Bennett is seemingly turned the tide completely. This is an angle of a play that happened in Game 3 that we didn't see until 2 days later whenever there was no punishment or anything.
Which is interesting.
Clear punch to the head of Marchand with the stick. Does he get him with the butt of the stick? Who knows? I mean, that is just right to the jaw.
Right on the button.
Marchand, captain of Boston. And a man who is certainly a pest in his own right and loves to play physical brand of hockey, gets punched right in the mouth with the stick. We don't see this angle for 2 days. I believe it was found in a virtual reality filming set. If I listened to the person that found it right, they were doing a voiceover for a virtual reality thing, saw that angle, were like, wait a second, we should be seeing this angle. This is a real shot of this. Then he's involved in a cross-check that isn't called a cross-check into a goal that obviously ties it up. Then they go on to win. It's like, what's going on right now in this particular series? Florida Panthers fans are loving it. This is playoff hockey. We're a grimy group. That's it. Hey, you want to play hockey or not? And Bruins fans are saying, well, they're not letting us. Patty Maroon isn't allowed to do anything. They're not calling anything their way. If that was against the Bruins, Marchand suspended for 3 games probably. You guys feel like you're getting the short end of the stick here. The Bruins got to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the best part about playoff hockey is the stuff that they're not letting the Bruins do, but letting the Panthers do, which is interesting. I mean, the big rig goes in, gives Tkachuk a little how you doing. They give him a penalty immediately. That's interesting. This is Jim Monty right after the Bennett goal, just asking like, what's going on here? Because something is.
Is that what he said?
I think he might have had some other words as well. But I mean, as far as Sam Bennett goes, and you know what, D-Bud, since you chimed in, I'll go to you first. Actually, my family has been in Massachusetts for over 100 years, brother. Okay, so when we talk about bloodlines. Mine goes back to before the Bruins were even a team. Okay?
Wow.
So I get that you just learned what C on a hockey jersey means last year. Last year you learned that. You learned what the A meant. You learned what the C meant. It's awesome to have bandwagon fans talk shit to you because nothing gets me fired up more. But when we're talking about fandom, just shut the hell up, okay? For one. For two, Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett, I bet he's got a foundation and a charity. He's a piece of shit human being. Bottom line, okay? I don't care about what he does off the ice because all I see is what he does on the ice, and he's a piece of shit. And then Biz asks him after the game, basically tries to bail him out. Sam Bennett has his explanation because Biz asks him. Biz has to circle back. Hey, what you meant was, and explain it in a way that doesn't make him seem like a piece of shit. He is, and unfortunately, that is hockey. You need those guys on the team. As a Bruins fan, you've seen Marchand do that for years. I would love for Sam Bennett to be a Boston Bruin because the way he plays playoff hockey is how it's supposed to be played. But for some reason, the NHL is only letting one team play that way, and they're not letting the Bruins play that way. Now, Marchand not playing, down 3-1, the only way to make up for what happened last year when we raised this Pasta jersey in memory of the best regular season in the history of the NHL after losing to the Panthers 4-3.
Who?
The Florida Panthers. Yeah. If there are hockey gods, if there is an inkling that the Boston Bruins are a Stanley Cup champion team, they would come back from down 3-1 with a heroic return from Brad Marchand, and they would win 4-3, and then the rest would be history, and Swayman would continue to stand on his head. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we saw the Sam Bennett play. He's a piece of shit. Brad Marchand is not playing. Who knows if he'll be playing tomorrow night? I don't know why this guy's still playing. They definitely had this angle immediately after the game. I like the cool little virtual.
That's what I heard. I think I heard old buddy explaining it on TV.
Yeah, no, I bet he said
he was
that.
the analyst was the one I think that found this clip and was like, wait a minute. I think it was from my understanding of what he said.
For sure. No. I know, and I didn't even hear that. But that's a camera on the ice. That's not a virtual reality thing. So clearly the NHL has had this for 2 days. But again, that is just kind of the situation. If it was a virtual reality thing, wouldn't it be kind of on the ice because that's where they're working all the virtual reality stuff?
Yeah, but it is right in the middle of the ice there. It seems like it could be
definitely a hard cam. Yeah, but again, that is just the situation that the NHL has decided to give to themselves. It is.
I don't know if the NHL is saying what I'm saying. This is just a person that was talking.
That you were listening to.
Yeah, that literally the clip that I saw. Yeah. I have no idea how that clip wasn't seen for 48 hours.
Yeah.
When it is like the clearest thing of. Oh, what's that?
That's the thing. It was seen 48 hours ago, but the NHL doesn't want to have 2 full days of us debating about whether or not Sam Bennett, who's a piece of shit, should get suspended or not. Now, I guess that's great strategy, almost circa Friday news dump, if you will. But at the same time, whether you see it 2 days later, whether you see it immediately after the game, it's pretty clear. Like there's no question about it. It sucks as a fan of a team to feel like you're kind of getting screwed over and over, and this continues to go on and on. But again, just being a Bruins fan, being from Boston, it's always been Boston versus everybody. So we'll see what happens. Well, I think we got the horses in the stable to go on and do it. But, we'll see. Hopefully Marchand can be back next game. I believe the overall records for teams in the NHL in the playoffs without their captain is 0-200,000. So I'm not sure how it'll
the Boston Bruins, it's bad. I think it's 25 straight losses or something, 3-1.
Oh yeah, for the series. Now I'm just saying, overarching in the NHL, if you don't have your captain playing on your team in the playoffs, you're screwed. But yeah, the Bruins
even
down,
more. There's more stats are just coming out against the Bruins.
Yeah, down 3-1. They are 0-25 all time in a series. I believe. Were the Panthers the 4th team to come back? Down. I don't think down 3-1 is a very good spot to be in, no matter what, let alone the Bruins.
Oh yeah, just stats are just saying a lot of bad things. But Absolutely. What are stats anyways? Those are things that happened in the past. They won't change the future, but they can certainly shape it, can't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. Vancouver Cougars are up 2-1 in the series over the Oilers. What's going on in that one, Gumpy? I hear a lot of complaining by a lot of people.
King Slovis stood on his head last night. Oilers were all over him. Draisaitl and McJesus are playing, it feels like, every other shift right now.
Love that.
And then McJesus actually got taken out at the end of the game last night, and no one on his team did a damn thing.
That was the conversation.
Kind of remind me of Crosby with the Penguins. He was trying to fight for him.
Cougars.
Yeah, he got bopped pretty good.
Like, if you're not out there, if you're not on that Oilers team, protecting McDavid after that. McDavid did slash the guy before that started it all. Nobody's really showing that part, but either way, that will be a suspension coming.
Okay, so McJesus knew there was something coming if you slash the shit out of somebody and then eyeball them, even if you're the most talented player on the ice, no matter where you are. There's a chance coming. That's a low break. Trying
to break his spine.
They put him in a blender.
Tabletop.
That's the difference between hockey and these other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the guy.
Oh, yeah.
On the ice. Both teams there.
Yeah.
And they're like, is that right, huh? Stick to the mouth and then one to your spine, too. Same exact time. They'll humble you quick, even in 2024.
Yeah.
Which is why we enjoy the shit out of hockey, but also, like, That's wild that McGee's just going to skate up. Yep, go ahead. We're going to play the next game. Let's go ahead and just keep it moving. He's going to move 30 miles an hour on the ice somehow after taking these shots, and we'll find out after the series or whenever they're done in the end. Yeah, he actually did suffer a broken jaw. And you remember when he got the stick right to his mouth?
T1, T2 as
Broke his jaw. Yeah, his neck actually, and he's got a sprained spine. Yeah, that's hockey. Now, let's get to the NBA. Joining us now is an absolute legend, a man who was in our Thunderdome one glorious time, and hopefully in the future it'll happen more often. Ladies and gentlemen, champion Kendrick Perkins.
What's going on?
I saw you last week say that you could name 5 people in the NBA that could go to the NFL, so Austin Rivers was right saying 30 people could? Is that what I heard out of you, Perk? Is that what I heard?
Pat, look, big bro, this is what I got a problem with. Why y'all starting shit?
That wasn't me.
I didn't want to get into this conversation.
That wasn't me.
I didn't want to have to do this. I mean,
It wasn't
damn.
me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers goes, before I get out, and Austin Rivers will be joining us in the next hour, by the way.
Okay.
He's had him. His mentions have been, Perk, Austin Rivers' mentions have been pretty toxic. I'm excited to catch up with him. But he's the one that brought it up, caused great fodder. I think what we all realized, there's great athletes out here.
That's right.
There's great athletes out here. And none of us are as tough as the hockey players, but I enjoyed the fodder. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs, shall we, Perk? I was at the game when the Pacers just curb stomped the New York Knicks. There's a chance that these New York Knicks are gassed, you think? Not as, they gave me a microphone, always a good time, swore, then they cut to a kid. I mean, it's a whole situation, whole scene. Hopefully they will not give me a mic again, but it was hard not to get excited in there because what this Pacers team was just, they were pummeling this Knicks team, just pummeling them. From the beginning, they were up like 25, and then they carried a 35, 40-point lead through its entirety. Is getting back to Madison Square Garden going to do it for the Knicks, or are they potentially done here because of exhaustion, Perk?
I have this series going 7 games.
Okay.
I will give a lot of credit. I will give a lot of credit to the Indiana Pacers, to Tyrese Halliburton. He stepped his game up. TJ has been phenomenal. Rick Carlisle is coaching his ass off right now. Okay, I will say that. But this series is going 7. Look, the New York Knicks went down there to get game 3. They knew they didn't have a snowball chance in hell to get game 4, especially with a limited bench and then coming in on the afternoon game when you have a team that's deep like the Indiana Pacers. The youth kicked in, the athleticism kicked in, but it's going to be rocking in Madison Square Garden tomorrow night. Matter of fact, I think I'm going down there. You know what I mean? I got an invite to go sit. Yeah, I got an invite to go sit courtside with my guy Tracy Morgan. I might be sitting next to Ben Stiller. You know what I'm saying? They said they putting Big Perk on the celebrity roll. And damn it, I feel like Big Body Brunson got to give me what I'm looking for, and I feel like he will.
He was cool to watch. Just like always seemingly in control, real casual, locked in. Like right before the ball tipped off, there was like this moment of like deep breath from him as he was staring literally 2 feet away from me. And it was like watching him like flip the switch. It was like, all right, here we go. And obviously the Pacers controlled it, but DiVincenzo can get going as well. I mean, that great fade. Hey, he's got one of the best Caucasian fades.
No doubt.
I have seen. It's really nice. It is really nice. So you think it's going to 7? So that means in Madison Square Garden, you got the Knicks then whenever the Pacers come back home Pacers, or do you think they steal one from each other?
No, I think Knicks win in Madison Square Garden. I think the Pacers win in the Fieldhouse, and then it's going to a 7-game series. I think it's going to game 7.
Hey, you're gonna have those puppies on the wood tonight, or tomorrow night. You're gonna have the wood. You're on. Hey, you better be taking pictures, Perk. We want you need selfies.
Yeah.
You need a whole thing. All right, let's go to another series that looked like it was gonna run in a direction that none of us would have expected. And I think after the first game, my dumbass, who doesn't know a lot about basketball, I said, feels like Malone and Joker and Murray and the boys will figure out this Timberwolves team, and then they're gonna be okay. Then Timberwolves came in and beat their ass again. It was like, wait a minute, this might be a whole different conversation. Now it's 2-2. Have Joker, Malone, and the boys figured out the Wolves, or what do you think the rest of this series looks like?
Well, I think they just tapped into their greatness, right? When we talk about the best starting 5 in basketball, that is the Denver Nuggets. When we talk about the best player in basketball, that is Nikola Jokic. Now, when you talk about the best defense in basketball, That's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Before this series started, I picked the Timberwolves to win in 7. I believe in Anthony Edwards that much. I feel like he has an old soul. I feel like he's been here before. And I feel like Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the key to this series. When Karl Anthony Towns, the X factor, when he's balling, the Timberwolves are damn near unbeatable. One could say they could win the NBA championship. When he's not balling and he's struggling, we see what happened. But I must say, this is what we've been looking for, right? This is what we've been looking for, right? The defending champs going on the road, they down. Michael Malone got to show film of the media calling them out or saying that they're cooked, a 2-minute edit, and all of a sudden they turn it up a notch. Jamal Murray, he started playing with a different level of energy. Jokic, he started being better defensively. Aaron Gordon, the X factor in Game 4, 100% from the three-point line, 27 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, dominated in great fashion. So I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to respond in Game 6. I don't see them winning Game 5, but this is another series that's going 7 games.
Okay, that's great news for the NBA as a whole if that was to take place. 2 7-game series in one round is obviously beautiful for ratings, for sports fans, and for everything. You talk about the Timberwolves defense. How about the Defensive Player of the Year? D-Butt's got a question for you.
Yeah, Defensive Player of the Year. I saw one of the tweets you shot out, and obviously we saw the game Rudy missed when he had his child. Kyle Anderson started. They did great, beat the shit out of the Nuggets. What do you think the adjustments be going forward with Rudy Gobert on that defensive end, and would you adjust and take him out, I guess, limit his minutes in the series?
I mean, damn. He is the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's the only player that on a consistent basis, and I said this last night, that is the Defensive Player of the Year in the regular season and becomes a defensive liability in the postseason. Now, look, I'm not asking him to go out there and shut Jokic down. No one can shut him down. He's the best player in the world. But it's a certain thing of actually trying to slow him down. How can you do that if you're a post defender? The one thing I can teach you, because I was, praised by the late, great Kobe Bryant as being one of the best post defenders or the best post defender when we were playing. Kobe said it out of his mouth.
Talk your shit, Perk.
Hell yeah.
Talk your shit, Perk.
I'm just saying, you gotta fucking fight, man. And it gotta be contact, it gotta be denials, it gotta be the physicality where I'm gonna take the hit, one hand on the back, I'm gonna take the hit with my chest, a hard contest a couple times. I need to block Jokic shot talking noise. Like the tenacity needs to be there. Like, you gotta want to stop somebody. Right now, to me, I feel like if Rudy go into this matchup of being the instigator and not the retaliator, he will have more success against Jokic. Right now, he's going and saying, I'm trying to play without fouling. Like, ruffle some feathers. Ruffle some feathers. Like, pick it to the point where you make Jokic get out of character where he want to punch you, right? You're being net petty. Like, this is the playoffs. It's no friends.
Felt like TJ McConnell played like that yesterday. He's like, oh, this guy's trying to get people to fight him.
Did.
Yeah, he's trying to get people to fight him right now, which I love. And I think he would enjoy if there was to be a scrap. Pittsburgh guy, respect. Yep. But whenever you talk about Joker and like getting after him, feels like he's always like this. I know he's seen his brothers beat the hell out of some people. And then we did see that big shot to the back. I guess he does showcase some emotion every once in a while. And you're asking for Rudy to potentially tap in and try to find it.
Well, what I'm saying is, look, Jokic is the best as far as being even kill, but he's a killer. He's even killed, but he's a killer, right? He want to take your head off when y'all get between those lines. My whole thing is, if you're watching the film and you're watching the tape, Naz Reid does a better job of actually battling Jokic than Rudy does, and that's a problem that I have. The adjustment at times is were to even try to put Rudy on Aaron Gordon so he could be the help side defender when Jokic does catch it in the paint. That didn't work. So at the end of the day, it's almost to the point where if Rudy doesn't elevate his game, what's the point of having him out there? It's not like he's going to be an offensive threat on the offensive side of things. He's not finishing well at the basket. He's missing his free throws right now. Game 2, when he didn't play, they put on a defensive clinic, and I know it's hard to sit a defensive player of the year or ask him to come off the bench because you never know how he's going to take it, or you may lose him for the rest of the series or even the playoffs. But damn it, you in the trenches. And I feel like whoever win this series, which I did pick Minnesota to win this series.
Oh, no, Burke.
Is going to win the NBA championship. I feel like this is the NBA finals right here. Whoever wins this series is going to win the NBA championship. I solely believe that in my soul.
Okay, well, let's talk about the team that is favored at ESPN Bet to win the NBA championship. The Celtics, Connor, they were almost dead. Connor, the other day, you lose in the Garden to the Cavs, but all of a sudden we're back.
Yeah, Celtics just don't like playing game two, which I can respect. But, Perk, when you're looking at Boston, and I understand what you said, and I respectfully completely disagree because the Boston Celtics obviously are the best team in the NBA. But with that being said, do you believe that because of the fact that Porzingis is hurt, that just kind of changes the dynamic of who the Boston Celtics are? And do you think that there's a chance that the fodder around Tatum is the way that it is because there are so many guys on the Celtics that need to get involved in the game that he's not doing what Ant is doing and all those other things because they have so many other contributors on the offensive side of the ball?
No, Connor, look, in my soul, I would love, right, in my heart, for the Celtics to hang banner 18, right?
I don't believe you.
But let's be real here, okay? They're in the weaker conference. The East is whack, okay? Let's make no mistake
Is that the Celtics' fault?
Pacers aren't whack.
Is that the Celtics' fault, Perk?
Pacers aren't whack.
I'm just saying, but hear me out. My thing is, when you come into the playoffs, and this is why I'm so hard on Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics, because all year long, I've been hearing that they don't care about MVPs. They don't care about the accolades. The only thing that matters is the moment that they're in right now. Okay, if this moment matters and you know that you're a heavy favorite going against the Miami Heat or the Cleveland Cavaliers, damn it, pull the brooms out. Make statements. Show the world. Do what Minnesota did to Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix, y'all disgruntled. Y'all don't want to be here. We done took y'all soul after game 2. We gonna finish y'all off. That's what I expect out of the Boston Celtics. Send a statement. Get some rest. Jason Tatum, we know that this is your moment. You've said it plenty time and time again. You said I can't wait to the playoffs. I feel like I'm going to be the best player on the floor. Damn it, do it, man. Do it. It shouldn't take where a guy like myself is calling you out and saying, hey, Tatum, we want more. Where you at? We screaming Tyrese Maxey. We screaming Jalen Brunson. We screaming Anthony Edwards. Can we scream your name? And what did he do in game 3? Went out there and dominated in great fashion, all across the board. And they won in great fashion. That's all I'm asking.
That's all we want. That's all we want. We want Tatum to be a guy that's being talked about as the next face of the league.
Yeah, but he does what you want, and then now you're saying, there's no way they win the NBA championship. I just don't understand what you mean.
I didn't say it was no way in hell, Connor, just because I didn't pick them to win the NBA championship. I didn't say they was going to get swept or they was going to lose it in 5. I think if they match up with the Timberwolves or the Nuggets, there would be a 7-game series. I just feel like I would have more faith in a Jokic than I would in a Jokic and Murray than I would in a Tatum and Brown.
Well,
or I actually have more. I have more faith in the Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Anthony,
that.
Oh, whoa!
That's asinine.
Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert.
I'm just saying. Ant-Man is an inspiration to everybody. If he say something, I believe him. I trust him with all of me.
Has it always been that way, or this is the year? This is when we've decided that this is, if Ant-Man's saying it, we all believe it. Is now the time, or has it been like this?
It haven't been like this. I knew he had the potential of actually being the face of the league and in the conversation. But what he did to Phoenix, right? Okay, what he did to his GOAT and Kevin Durant, what he did to 2 guys that play his position, and Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and then to follow up and say, you know what? Oh, we're going against Jokic in the champs. We're going to come out swinging. We're going to punch him in the mouth. We're going to hit him with an uppercut. We're going to jab him in the first game, take game 1, and then we're going to come with a body to an uppercut. We're going to go drop them. Now they still got an opportunity to fight back because we ain't knocked them out yet. It's the first of 4. But now it's an even series, and guess what? Anthony Edwards said, I enjoy this. I love competition.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Game 5.
Hey, guess what, too, Perk? If they don't win this series, no one gives a shit about what he did against the Suns. Just so we're on the same page.
God.
Just so we're on the same page.
Somebody's mad.
Yeah, I am juiced up, Perk.
Carter.
I'm revved up, brother.
Perk, you should see
revved up.
You should see it. Darius has a Florida Panthers jersey on, which is a hockey team, Perk. That is a hockey team
Perk knows.
in the NHL playoffs right now that's beating the Bruins' ass. So he's all pissed off at D-Butt this. I mean, like a
real heat.
heat in here. And then you
yeah.
go, anybody that wins the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, they're guaranteed to win the championship. And then they put the odds up. Celtics are the odds.
Minus
Prohibited.
minus 135 to win the title.
You got them worked up, Perk. That's good heat.
That's good heat.
There's a couple other teams, fan bases that I assume are listening to this conversation going, what the hell's going on here? Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Perk, the other series that seemingly no one is talking about really and have kind of just thrown away, OKC and Dallas. I think we've kind of seen Oklahoma City maybe mature and grow up a little bit. Obviously, SGA's been unbelievable. And even though Dallas's defense is kind of hammered dog shit, they've looked pretty good so far. How do you see the rest of that series going? Like, is it one of those things where if Luka has an unbelievable game and Kyrie kind of does what he does, like, is there any way that OKC can kind of combat that and win that series? And do you give either one of those teams any shot at beating either Minnesota or Denver?
Look, I think Dallas is going to win this series. I picked them to win this series. I also think that Kyrie Irving has been the best player in this series on both ends of the floor. His championship leadership has been outstanding and a beautiful thing to watch, right? PJ Washington, we're watching a guy, a 3-and-D guy, embrace the damn moment, right? Come from a trash organization, and no disrespect to the Charlotte Hornets, but that's what they've been over the last few years. To coming in and embracing an opportunity and doing it in great fashion. We're watching Daniel Gafford embrace the role from coming from playing with the Washington Wizards to having new life, being one of the best live threat and rim protect guys in the league. So at the end of the day, look, Luka still haven't played a Luka Doncic type game yet. And he's still going out there and get a 30 ball on you. So and he's putting forth the effort. He's banged up.
Yeah.
But this right here, this man right here, he's been dangerous. And look, they're going to go to the Western Conference Finals. I believe that. And I think if they match up with the Nuggets or the Timberwolves, which I think is going to be the Timberwolves, either one of those teams is going to be another 7-game series.
Oh, look at
Do
this.
not underestimate Jason Kidd.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So we got 2 7-game series happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
East is going to be 7-game series.
Celtics will win in 5.
No, 7.
But Pacers, Knicks will go 7.
Yeah, same with when the Pacers take on the Celtics.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll
That's
see.
going to 7 games.
Slow down.
And guess what? Which way that's heading?
What's that, brother?
The Hicks are moving on to the finals.
Okay,
that's how that
we'll
whole
find
thing's
out.
going. But it sounds like you feel like we got the teams right now. These teams are all. We got the team. 7-game series, 7-game series, 7-game series. You feel like the rest of these playoffs, we got the right teams in here right now.
Yeah, we got the right teams, and out with the old, in with the new. Like, thank you. We're finally coming to a place where we're moving on from LeBron James. We're moving on from Kevin Durant. We're moving on from Steph Curry. Now we can embrace the new. Now we could sit and watch Luka. We could sit and watch SGA. We could watch Tatum. We could watch Anthony Edwards. And
Tyrese Halliburton.
We have to remind ourselves. Oh, Tyrese Halliburton, right? Tyrese Halliburton. My apologies. And also, John Moran's gonna be back next year. Get these old ass, out of here, man. It's in with the new.
What were you? Old that? I don't think I.
Guys,
I don't think
I was gonna say MFs, but I didn't want to, keep the streak going on. Yeah.
Well, you already. You already got 2.
Yeah.
You actually snuck 2 in.
You did. Mm-hmm.
Like real quick.
Yeah.
You might have snuck one past the goalie.
Yep.
To
Check
be
point.
honest.
Hopefully.
Hey, Perk, great chat with you, man. You're continuing to crush it. We appreciate you on our televisions and for joining us.
I appreciate y'all. And Connor, look, Appreciate y'all, my brothers. But Connor, fix your damn body language, man. We still cool. This is the problem that I have with the Celtic fan base. Take your emotions out of it.
Okay, Perk and I am, and we're the favorites to win the title. So yes, when someone says that we're not going to win as the favorites with my emotions out of it, it sounds a little stupid.
You say you sound like a hater, Perk. That's what you say. But everybody's a hater. Remember, the Boston folks, they got those chips on their shoulders. Always have. That's why it's a revolution region.
Amen.
That's ladies and gentlemen, Kendrick Perkins. Thank you, pal.
Yeah, Perk. That's a good point. Yeah, you're welcome for the country, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there's people that I've been seeing them walk out of graduation.
Whoa.
They are not happy with what you guys are doing.
No, old one. Hey.
They're not happy with the way.
Hey, you were with us too. Pittsburgh isn't. They're involved.
Yeah, I mean, you're damn right.
Damn right. Yeah.
Don't even tell the story about the Irish.
Amen.
Showed up. Here's a gun. Yeah, go south.
Yeah.
Good luck. Need to win.
Yeah.
You win, you come back. You're good.
You win, you're in.
You win, you're done out.
You're in.
That's a beautiful thing. I love talking to Perk. Sounds like the NBA's in a good spot.
Great.
And then we're watching the NHL. The NHL's in a great spot. Feels like sports are in a great spot. You want to know something else that is amazing? Officially announced Thursday, September 5th, Ravens-Chiefs.
Wow.
Kick off the NFL season.
go.
115 days.
Boom.
115 days.
Boom.
It was announced officially this morning via Adam Schefter's Twitter account. NFL's Thursday, September 5th, 2024 regular season opener is now set. Ravens at Chiefs. Lamar Jackson and the boys head to Kansas City on banner night. Another one. And Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, who was at Paris, is Taylor Swift concert.
Yes, he
Look
was.
cool.
Yeah, Karma is the guy on the Chiefs, right back home to me. He's dancing out there.
Yep.
Oh, Gary.
Vibing out.
Have a good time. I mean, I assume he's incredibly uncomfortable being in this particular moment. I assume there's a situation where he's heading somewhere because they had him. He was in a suite.
Yep.
And then he has in that one moment. This is probably a moment in between moments. I want to let handling great, Trav.
Trav.
Handling great. Hailing great. Still high school, probably a cool moment, whenever he's listening to her sing about their relationship. Shout out his friends, his dad, him, everything they do. And she says they're smoking and laughing because of jokes. Remember, that's what she says in that song?
That's right.
So, we can get Travis back down to earth, and over to training camp in time. Feels like that Chiefs team is ready to do something that no other NFL team has ever done before, and that's win 3 straight Lombardis. It starts with the Ravens on opening night. I think, electrifying game. Cannot wait to talk shit about it for the next 115 days until it kicks off. But also a great little test for both these teams to see where they're at early, D-Bud.
Cannot wait. Obviously, the Ravens, this is where their season ended against this team, reigning MVP with Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes to start the season off doesn't get any better than that. I can't wait to see this one.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will Rasheed Rice make it? Hey,
No.
get out of Dallas.
Probably not.
I was going to say.
He will not be playing that game.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
yeah, definitely suspended.
For sure not.
Yeah. Will he still be in society?
I hope.
So.
Yeah.
I want him
Free
to
man.
be.
We would all like him to be a free man. Hey, Rasheed, get your ass to Kansas City.
You think
okay?
he's there yet? You think he's heeded that
Just
advice?
get a house,
I hope.
lock the doors. You're in Kansas. Congratulations. You are now under arrest in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
You play football, you go home to your big-ass house, then you go play football again. Then you go home to your big-ass house, and then you go play football again. Let's save a career. Let's save a life. Come on, Rasheed.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
on,
in for
Rasheed.
another 12 years.
12 years, 10, 12 years, everything you want to do right now, 10, 12 years from now will be great. It'll all be even better. You'll be great. Speaking of being great, how about the Copton? Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, cover of NHL for ESPN, a man who's won 6 Stanley Cups. Ladies and gentlemen, the Moose, Mark Messier.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody. Good to be on with you.
Hey, I love the hoodie, dude. I would have one too, if I could.
I wore it for PK because if he keeps working real hard and makes a comeback, he might be able to get one of these one day.
Okay. All right, Moose. I appreciate that. I saw you guys chasing him around the studio with that, and he said he might come back as a strength coach, and you never know if he ends up winning one or whatever.
He wouldn't touch a Stanley Cup, and I go, PK, you're not a player anymore. It's okay. The superstitions are over, buddy. Go ahead and touch a cup and enjoy it now that you're retired. But he wouldn't do it, so I was trying to force him to.
If it means anything, my friend who played ball hockey is a world champion ball hockey player. Whenever the Stanley, never played the NHL, I don't even know if he can skate. When the Stanley Cup came to the Thunderdome to visit, he wouldn't touch it. Just because old school hockey lore, I guess, is you don't deserve to touch it unless you want it.
I like to think that if you're not a player and you don't play in the NHL and you touch it, it's going to bring you good luck there. So all the fans that have had the opportunity to touch it over the years, that I experienced some partying with it, perhaps they're going to get good luck.
I'll tell you what. I've chucked beers out of that thing a few times.
That's right.
I feel like we've gotten very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nicky Skates touch the damn cup. The next time it comes in your pal, make out with that thing. Suck face with that thing.
What?
That's what you need to do.
I wanted to lift it. They wouldn't let me.
Okay.
I touched it last year in Vegas, went on to win, so.
You tell me.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's talk about these playoffs and the conversation about, like, hey, old-style hockey's happening again. You know, we got fights, we got toughness. Obviously, the Bennett situation is one that's going to get very, very loud, especially with him going on to cross-check and tie up the game and then win, and us not seeing this angle for like 48 hours, and Bruins fans thinking that, well, the NHL's not letting the Bruins play like this, but obviously they're loving the Bennett's playing like this. Yep. What are your thoughts on the whole controversy conversation happening around the Bruins-Panthers series about the Bruins fans feeling like they're getting screwed out of not being able to be a tough team, and then on the other side, you got old school hockey shit happening all over the ice. Do you agree with this? Do you hate this? What are your thoughts on it, Moose?
Well, I think when you talk about playoff hockey, it's not for the faint of heart. It's going to expose everything that's good about the game. It's going to expose some things that are tough about the game. It's going to expose your character and everything else. In my opinion, the Bennett play, from my perspective, was just a hard hockey play. There's a lot of things that are happening at a very short amount of time. The collisions, there's equipment, elbow pads are hard, gloves are hard. I don't think Bennett personally did it on purpose. I thought it was an unfortunate incident that Marchand took the brunt of it and put him out of the game. But I think Bennett is one of the most underrated players on the Panthers. You think about 2 years ago when he was injured, the Panthers barely made the playoffs. He came back, they went on a run and went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. I believe that the Boston right now, they're in tough against a really hard-nosed Panthers team that make it very difficult on the other team's best players. And I think over a 7-game series, we said it before, you're going to get some good calls, you're going to get some bad calls, but over the 7-game series, a better, bigger, stronger team, a hungrier team normally wins.
Okay, Moose, what do you think about the treatment of Patty Maroon? You know, a couple games now, he's been ejected before the fights get started. He got a 10-minute major in the third at the end of that 6-1 game just for snagging up Tkachuk, I believe. And then last night he got one for talking before anything even happened. And it feels like Bruins fans are like, wait a minute, if we're going to be playing our guy, that's our guy, and they're kind of penalizing. Do you see it the same way, or do you think that's just refs trying to kind of handle a situation before it gets out of control?
Well, I think the referees do have a big responsibility to make sure things don't get out of control. And I also think they have to let the players settle some of this on their own as well. I think Tkachuk and Pastrnak did the right thing. Tkachuk challenged Pastrnak. Pastrnak answered the challenge. Two guys going at it that was part of the game, part of hockey, in my opinion. And I got to give all the credit in the world to Pastrnak for saying to the coach, he's challenged me, I got to go do this. And I think what happens that is it can galvanize the team around him and his own teammates to push them to his own teammates further on. But as far as Maroon goes, I think the biggest thing for teams when they get to this situation right now is to make sure that their focus is on trying to win the hockey game first and foremost. And how you do that is going to be up to the team. I think the Bruins have to respond in a way that is, and from a physical perspective for sure, but also they can't forget that they got to try to win the hockey game. Now they're down 3-1 in the series, and they're in tough. Swayman has played unbelievable this playoffs, but now they're getting matched up with Bobrovsky in the goal on the other side, and we're going to see what happens. But as far as the referees, Maroon and all that, Maroon's been around a long time. He knows how to get himself involved. He knows how to put his fingerprints onto the game, and perhaps maybe a little bit too premature of getting him kicked out of the game. But they're probably trying to do that towards the end of the game, so nothing crazy happens when it's not needed.
I'm excited to see what Big Rig does in response.
Mm-hmm.
He knows all eyes are on him. I know he knows all. He's going to have to figure it out.
He's not allowed to, so it doesn't matter.
He's going to have to figure it out. Now, you talk about Swayman standing on his head. It's like, how many shots was it?
It was 41 shots to their 18 last night.
18 shots, boss. So you're talking about, physically they need to figure out how to win, but also hockey, 18 shots, 3 periods. That's not nobody ever going to win with that amount of shots on that.
Well, they're getting beat. They're getting beat all over in every aspect of the game right now, and I don't think it's surprising to anybody going into the series that Boston was going to have a hard time with Florida. Florida's a team that was anxious to get back to this time of year because of what happened last year, and I think they were very disappointed because they had injuries to Kachuk in the finals last year that really hampered their ability to play at full steam ahead. So here they are again, looking better and bigger and better than ever. Yes. Hungrier than ever and more experienced than ever. There, when you get to the Stanley Cup Finals, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your team, and you look at the Panthers right now. They're playing as well as anybody in the playoffs right now.
I mean, just dancing through the booth.
That was filthy.
Just dancing through. It's incredible. Now, they're up 3-1 in the series. Massive Florida Panther fan. Darius Butler has a question for you, Moose.
Yes, sir. Moose, asking a 6-time champ, what is the mindset for Paul Maurice and his Panthers team at home in a closeout game against these Bruins? What's the mindset going into this one?
Well, you think about the team that's up 3-1, you'd think the team that's losing would have the most pressure. But in my opinion, some of the most intense pressure that I faced in a 7-game series was being up 3-1 going home for Game 5. You're supposed to win that series. And, I think the Panthers got to go home now and treat this like a sudden death Game 7 game. I think that oftentimes you can kind of get ahead of yourself. You can kind of start thinking into the future about what's happening and who you're going to face next. The most important thing for the Panthers, in my opinion anyways, is to go home and treat this like a sudden death game, like a sudden 7-game series game in the series, and treat it like that. And it's not easy. You got a lot of distractions. Everybody's excited, but you lose this game, now you go back on the road to try to win the 6th game. It happened to us in '94 when we were up 3-1 thing. We had the parade route all mapped out and all the fans were excited. We had the party planned up, and sure enough, we lost that Game 5. We got trounced in Game 6 and had to come home and win in Game 7. So, in my opinion, this Game 5, there's a lot of pressure on the home team.
Boston had to do that against Toronto in the first series. Yep. Now, let's talk about Boston's side of it. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Moose, obviously, any team that's not playing with their captain's a massive deal, and you would know that better than anybody. Without Brad Marchand in the Bruins, who kind of has to step into that role? Who becomes that guy for him? Or is that even possible for someone to kind of become what Brad Marchand means to the Bruins? And how bad do you think it is, his injury, if he's actually not playing? Because he is known as one of the most durable guys, especially in the playoffs. I believe, yesterday was one of, if not his first game missed in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's got to be done by committee. You took a look at a guy like Brad Marchand, probably a certain Hall of Fame, or a guy that's talented enough to play on Team Canada. And any player that makes Team Canada is at the elite level of our sport.
Team USA, Moose. We don't need to get into this. Go ahead. Marchand
or Team USA. Okay, Canada or Team USA, they're all great players.
Yeah, USA. All right. Sorry about that.
You think about Marchand as being the inspirational leader of the team, as on top of being a Hall of Fame hockey player. So you're not going to replace him with any one player. I think you're going to have to replace him by committee. But most important, I think the players, if he isn't able to play in Game 5, the players can really kind of show how much they honor him, how much they love him by rallying around each other and putting their best foot forward. He's meant a lot to that Bruin team as a captain. He's done a lot of great things on and off the ice. The support that and what he's learned from the previous captains with Bergeron and Chara. What a hockey player. He's matured. He's a gamer. Every team in the league would love to have him on their team. Unfortunately, he's got banged up, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that he can get back in the game and play in Game 5.
Moose, I don't want to do like the stereotypical sports media question, but it's like kind of sitting here and we're talking about it. You know, you're known as the captain. What does that mean whenever somebody says like captain of a team? What do you think that C on the sweater really means? And why does somebody get it and somebody else doesn't? And the person that's having it, what does it mean to them?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know how much time we have on the show.
9 minutes. You got 9 minutes. I think you can sneak it in, Moose. But it's a big deal. And you're called like the cap. Like that is what people call you. And I assume you take that as a massive honor because when we say it, we mean it as a massive honor. But in hockey, that C, it does feel like a little bit different than some other sports.
Well, I think in hockey, and I know for all team sports, you're relying on all the people around you, all the players around you, the ecosystem around you in order to be a winner. I mean, I know a lot of players that played in the National Hockey League that never won a Stanley Cup, and I would consider winners. Unfortunately, they weren't able to win a Stanley Cup. I think the captain has a massive responsibility in hockey because the team aspect of hockey might be more important than perhaps any other sport. Your best player on a 60-minute game maybe plays 25, 27 minutes a night, not 90% of the game, maybe not even 50% of the game. So, and more important than that, the trust factor, the relationships that you have to establish with your teammates. It's just so involved. That's why I'm so reluctant when I see teams make young players captains too early in their careers. It's just so evolved and so involved of what the responsibilities of a captain are in a team that's, you're talking about livelihoods. You're talking about mistakes. You're talking about players that don't bring everything that they have to the game on any given night. And then when that happens and then you don't win, people get fired. Kids are moved, families are uprooted and moved. And trying to figure out a way to bring that galvanization to a team together is not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work. And of course, on the other side of it, then you have the media. You have to be the spokesperson of the team. You have to set the messaging for the fan base. It's just, I'm trying to put this all into a 2-minute tutorial.
It sounds like quite a task. Yeah. It sounds like quite a task.
It's a massive task. And then on top of all that, you have to get yourself prepared to play the game to the best of your ability, all the while living 30 lives and making sure everybody else is ready to play the game to the best of their ability. So it's a big responsibility. The guys that do it well, obviously, are super valuable, not only to the team, obviously to their team, but to the whole organization, because you're the captain is a conduit between the players and the management and the ownership. You have to have a unified voice. The culture that's created through the captain and the management is important to a team. And you can see teams that are successful, they have incredible cultures. And a lot of that has to do with the captain helping out in that regard and making sure that everybody's responsible for their own actions on and off the ice. So in a long-winded way of saying that the captaincy in hockey is a tremendous amount of responsibility and pressure at times.
Heavy is the sweater that wears the C, it sounds like. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do? Everything, pretty much. And then if you stink, everybody's looking at you. You have to be great, too. Like, if you have that on, you can't stink. You have to play great. So it's a whole balance. And Marchand, we talked to him, because he's known, for licking faces and everything.
Past.
And he said whenever he got to see, he did have to act a little different. Yeah, I had to change the way I acted a little bit because now it's not just about me. It's about the whole locker room. It's about the whole building. It's about everything. So still obviously a menace, but he talked about I don't want to say the burden, but how the C changed him as a human and as a player and as a leader and everything. It truly is like a very cool part of hockey, a little who gets an A, who gets a C, and which way are we headed, hopefully. to Stanley. Now, let's talk about another series that has taken place. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Moose, when it comes to Vancouver and Edmonton, I think a lot of people with Edmonton are saying, hey, these guys, they're all sizzle and no steak. We know they can score. Draisaitl and McDavid have obviously been incredible, but do they have the requisite, sandpaper, grit, and jam that it's going to take to win a Stanley Cup? Because we saw McDavid after the game last night just get absolutely bodied. No one from Edmonton comes over and does anything. And you're talking about, protecting the best player on the ice, obviously the best player in your organization. I have a feeling if you were out there, you're coming up and letting some elbows fly. So what does Edmonton need to do, in response to something like that? And also, what do they need to do as a whole to kind of turn this series around? Because it's starting to feel like with the goaltending as well that it might be getting away from them a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the greatest thing about playoff hockey is it will expose your strengths and it'll also expose your weaknesses. I think for Edmonton right now, this is probably one of the more balanced teams that they've had in a long time, so maybe even since the McDavid era. They've got a little more grit. They got 4 lines that they can play with up and down the lineup. Their defense is better. And for them, I think it's always going to be in playoffs. And all the teams that I played that were successful in the playoffs were able to keep the puck out of our own net. It became we became more conscious of playing defensive hockey. You can't outscore your mistakes in playoff hockey. Certainly when there's only 8 teams left playing, every team is good right now, and they will take advantage of you if you're making mistakes. We see it all over the ice. Teams taking too many penalties, power plays are so good. So for me, Edmonton at this point right now, they're up against a team that is a tremendous hockey team. They are big, they are strong, and more importantly, they are really skilled. And let's not forget, Vancouver is playing with maybe the 3rd string goaltender at this point right now.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be a lot different story, maybe even if we're talking about Thatcher Demko as a healthy Thatcher Demko still in the net. So Vancouver, you got to give them a lot of credit. Rick Tocchet has done an amazing job for Vancouver this year, and they got a tremendous hockey team there. And for Edmonton, who a lot of people, including myself, got them to the Stanley Cup Finals this year, they got their work cut out against Vancouver. And we'll see what happens. And as far as the physical response in playoff hockey, this is what happens at this time of year. Your best players will be confronted physically. They will be confronted emotionally. They will the teams will try to intimidate them. Jeez. And you have to have a response. And whether that's going after their best players in the same way, but this is part of the game, and this is why it's so hard to win a Stanley Cup, because you got to go through 4 teams that are that are trying to take the will away from you each and every night. So Edmonton's got their work cut out for them. We'll see what happens.
Hey, quick one-word answer here as we have a hard out that we're about to dance with. Rangers close it out tonight or no?
I believe they do. There's no reason why they can't. They got to keep their eye on the ball. I would not be looking ahead. Like I said earlier, for a Game 5, I think this is the most pressurized game in the series. And at times, they got to treat this like a Game 7. And if they do that, they should be able to close the series out.
You're the man. 6-time Stanley Cup champion. Now, friend of the program. Can we say that?
Always.
Mark Messier.
Yeah, move.
That's a Compton right there. That's a Compton of the program.
Legend.
All right, hour 2 will be on the other side. We have incredible chitter-chatter coming.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Rivers, just a few days removed from quite a statement. Charania and then Jet Passing. AJ Hawk as well. Should be amazing on the other side of this 3-minute break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. You know that?
It could.
Mm-hmm.
Take 3! Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of the NFL. Don't listen to them. No. Roger, good. Shut your mouth. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. You're our commissioner. Don't worry about these bums. From us to you, we'd like to give you a gift that we know you're a big fan of. Ladies and gentlemen, some peanut M&Ms for our commission.
This is just why we're on set?
Yep, you can take these with you. You can take them home.
I might just I got a gift for you. What? Oh. You ready?
Yeah, I like that.
We're the 222nd pick in the 2009 NFL Draft.
Oh, yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts select Pat McAfee. Hunter, West Virginia.
Hell yeah!
Come on here, baby.
Good pick! Good pick!
I'll pick him up. Thank you, Raj. I'm not going to pick you up because you got that
That's
back.
all right.
Yeah.
I got it. There's your card, baby. That's real.
That's awesome.
I've been keeping that for, 15 years?
You had it in your back pocket this whole time. This is cool. Thank you for this. So whenever we say that you have to answer to 31 billionaires, how accurate is that?
32. Well, you're not counting Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Doesn't count.
Big pop. There's a Green Bay Packers.
I didn't
king
know he
down
did.
Yeah, no, that was.
I don't actually think that way. I actually think I answer to them. I think I answer to the media partners. I think I answer the players. I think I answer to the owners too. The idea for me is to try to keep everyone happy. I always say that my biggest job is not to piss off more than 24 owners in a given day.
How did you know the draft would be awesome if you traveled it, and did you see this happening?
I'd be kidding you if I thought it was going to be as big as it is. We felt like we could be bigger than we were in Radio City. But what happened is Radio City actually put a holiday show in and said, you can't have the draft until June. And that's what he said. We're out of here.
So they
And
kicked you out.
That's when we went on the road.
Well, Taylor Swift, we know.
Well, that's a different kind of influence.
How about, hey, listen, a lot of jokes from
They're booing Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you can't boo.
They're idiots.
Yeah, you're going to be a part of an album.
Wow.
Do it. Get a little louder. She is going to cook you. A lot of the internet was saying Roger Goodell was sitting at home through the moon about this.
Well, they thought it was part of the script.
Yes, anyone talk to her. There it is. Is there a thought of adding another one, maybe adding another bye week, or are we good at 17 right now?
Well, I think we're good at 17 now, but listen, we're looking at how we continue. I'm not a fan of the preseason. I don't think we need preseason.
Waste of time, right? And energy.
I don't buy it, and I don't think these guys like it either.
Well, they have to spend full price for the tickets for those games.
No, they're actually discounted now. So
Thank you for doing that.
I'd rather replace a preseason game with a regular season any day. That's just picking quality, right? If we got to 18-2, that's not an unreasonable thing. The other thing it does, which I thought you were going to, is that ends up on President's Day weekend, which is a 3-day weekend, which makes a Sunday night, and then you have Monday off. So that's
Wow.
Now we're cooking.
See,
now we're cooking.
Did you talk to the president about having?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey! What? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Super Monday, May 13th, 2024. Hour 2 of the sports program starts now. Sports are the greatest thing on earth. Mm-hmm. There's no need to debate anything else. Air, potentially good.
Pretty good.
Also true.
Water, solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the development of housing, you know, and having a roof over your head.
Not bad.
Very, very good. Shoes, huge.
Yeah.
Chairs, big. Beds, awesome. Food, great.
What?
Sports, best.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay? Let's just understand that there's something that brings the whole world together. Now, granted, there might be two different sides of it, especially in competition, but there's an escape from life for a matter of moments whenever people are competing for something much bigger than themselves, and we're in the middle of 2 playoff runs for 2 of our biggest leagues that has been nothing short of majestic, and we're just getting started. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Now, a man who is a 9-year NFL vet and a massive Florida Panthers fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler. Sweet hat. Everybody's talking about the jersey. The hat is sweet, and I think you muted your... Did you mute? Yeah,
mute yourself.
Click that button right there.
Mic check.
Just dipshit Florida Panthers.
Did you do that, Connor?
Who would have thought?
Trying to silence
You are a piece of shit.
And he's pointing fingers. What
You
a
are a piece of
dipshit.
shit.
You absolute absolute asshole. Wow.
That's real
What
heat.
an idiot.
That's real heat. That's
Wow.
real heat. Panthers are up 3-1 over the Boston
3-1.
Bruins right now. Joining us live from Manatee, Ohio, is a man who's a college football national champion.
It got me like that one.
Big Pop, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, and a man who's the current president of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, baby Hawker.
Hawker, how you doing?
Great, man. What is Pacers needs you every single game, huh? Just blow out City when you're there on the court.
I don't know. I don't know about any of that. They've won a lot of games without me there, but boy, it was a fun
They
environment.
look good, man. For real, what is the environment like in person? It looks amazing. when you're
So
watching it.
Dale Davis, who's the all-time leader in rebounds for the Indiana Pacers,
yeah, man,
he
of course.
came out and he revved the shit out of the engine of the IndyCar dog.
Happy to be there.
Absolutely. Did not break smile one time. He was back like he was on the wood, trying to get another board for the Indiana Pacers. He had a revved up towel. He was really, but from that moment of him hitting that pedal flat all the way through the dub, it was alive in there. It really was. And I think a lot was made of Coach Carlisle coming out and saying small markets are allowed to have equal opportunity as well, or something like that. And I think like Pacers fans heard that and were like, hell yeah. You know what? Yeah, this is our guy. Yeah, we would because we're going against New York City. I mean, Madison Square Garden. And I know history says that the Pacers and the Knicks have big-time rivalry, but it's been a while for the Pacers to get to a point of relevance in the entire NBA where here we are. And then the Knicks, every year it's supposed to be. That's what New York people are like with all their sports. It's supposed to be. There's so many of us. If we all say the same thing, people will start to believe it. It's supposed to be. So whenever Coach Carlisle comes out and he's like, yeah, it does feel like we're getting cooked a little bit by the big crowd, but that's okay. All of Indiana showed up for both of these games, 3 and 4. And the way they dominated yesterday on Mother's Day, I was sitting next to Tyrese Halliburton's mom. And then obviously I was with my wife, who's a new mom. And then you think about everybody that was there. John Mellencamp was in attendance.
The Coug was there.
The man who didn't.
No, he did.
He was standing.
Stood for the national anthem.
About time.
That was a while. That was quite a play out of Mellencamp. He looked really cool on the jumbotron. He had boots on. His hair was perfectly fluffed.
Toothpick.
I mean, he had a toothpick in his mouth. He was
look.
He was really killing it down there. So it was great, AJ. To answer your question, it was a great day in Gamebridge Fieldhouse, and didn't really clear out even whenever we were up 40 or so. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And this dude's a star. And he's entertaining as shit. Talk shit. He does no-look passes. He is, and he's locked in for another 5 years, I think, with the Pacers, which is good news. We also need to lock TJ McConnell in for a 5 to 10 year deal here in Indiana, and then Pacers are all the way back. And it was an honor to be there. It was nice to be in that building again.
Hey, watching McConnell play, what's it like watching him play defense in person? All I think of is how pissed off would you be if this dude was guarding you? That's all I think of.
That's exactly who he is. Yeah, you know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
I think every high school probably had one of these guys on their team. You go play pickup somewhere, every once in a while there will be one of these assholes. This is my cardio. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is how this is going, the whole time. That's who he is. He was even pump faking shit. He would act like he jogged down the court, then he comes back, and he's like, yep, gotcha, bitch. And then he's not even on that guy. He just leaves. He was constantly. And then, AJ, the best part about it is during timeouts, especially yesterday, there was a lot of them calling timeouts to try to stop our momentum. We couldn't. So our arena's going ape shit. McConnell's the last guy to the bench every time because he's taking that tractor another round and he's eyeballing the crowd. Eyeballing the crowd full on. He is, are you not entertained guy for the Pacers. It's a show, bro. And Boomer, the mascot, I think from the way the body looked, same guy that's been there since I went to games. All the security people, same people since whenever I went to games back in 2009, 2010. So it was nice to see everybody. It was nice to get back in there. And also, just absolutely destroyed the New York Knicks.
And the halftime show. Not too shabby.
I'll tell you what, best Simon Says player of all time, Stevie Wax, this guy's name. Stevie Wax.
Lightning rod.
It was tough to take serious early. Once he started this Simon Says shit, he was like, oh my, this is a playoff game. That's what I said. This is a playoff game. We can't even get Red Panda out here kicking some bowls. We can't get Quick Change, who I found out no longer perform because they're dead.
No.
Yeah, it was great. Quick Change.
All right.
Well, Simon Says, the whole crowd play? Who played?
Was there kids? Yeah, who?
Kids, moms, Pacemates.
On the court?
Yeah, everybody's out there in a line. He's talking to a group. He goes, all right, Simon says, hands up. Hands down now. Hands down. And then, like, people put their hands down, and then he publicly ridicules these people. And then tells them, get the hell off the floor.
Killed that.
He won me over. By the end, I'm like, hell yeah. That's the best Simon Says guy of all time.
Not bad at all.
It was electrifying in there from start to finish, legitimately. There were some break dancers on the floor doing their break dancing thing, like the Indiana Jabberwockies or something. They're doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even put them on camera. They had this 90-year-old lady dancing.
Who was killing it.
Oh, my God. Then they go to somebody else who can't dance.
Boo.
Then they go back to this lady doing her. She was dancing, doing her whole thing. Place is going crazy. The Indiana Jabberwockies this entire time are doing their shit on the floor. So whenever somebody, one of them was asking a question like, you want to see me do a headstand? And they had that lady on there dancing. Yeah, they're like, yeah, do a headstand. Nobody knew they were. I think I was the only person that knew.
I didn't know until you were saying this right now that there was something going on the court other than that lady dancing.
Bingo. That lady wanted. So,
Really?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Indiana Jabberwockies.
They were doing okay. I saw.
They got to be pissed. They got to be pissed if they keep showing this old lady instead of them.
Bro, they were jogging off, though. Huge. They thought. Good. I don't know if they know what happened above them. I think they still potentially
They
think.
do now. They do now.
It was you, Jabberwockies.
And you killed it.
It was you crushed it.
Everyone who watched said it was sick.
Dude, nobody was watching them.
I know.
Not a single person. I actually looked around at the entire arena, and I said, nobody's watching the Indiana.
Wait, because they're showing Sister Jean dancing in the crowd. Was she part of the entertainment? Or she just a fan?
Black lady up in the thing. Might have been, might have been 80 years old. Like 70, 80 years old.
Definitely.
In that thing. We're talking moving. Grabbed the towel at one point.
Yeah.
As if she was doing it's like she knew.
Had a visor.
I think... I don't know. I don't know who all was with who in the crew, but there was one person sitting right next to this lady dancing, had his camera shooting right at the Jumbotron, was just dancing alongside of her and massive smile. Yeah. It was like, this is a moment right now we're having in the Indiana Jabberwockies. Nice. Risking their lives. They're standing on their heads.
Just got cucked all over the place out there.
It was a good time. It was a good moment. Back to MSG now with all the New York City coastal elitists expecting the refs to call everything for him, like that Tony Peters son of a bitch. His name's Tony Brothers.
Yeah, Jeff Teague has told some funny stories about Tony Brothers.
He mocked me. He came over to me and did the little punt kick thing and then rolled his eyes. And I'm like, hey, Tony Peters, you need to relax. Thought that was his name the entire time. I called him Tony Peters no less than 15 times. His name's Tony Brothers, AJ. Don't be an asshole. Okay. I do think they heard me though.
He probably loved the give and take.
They tried to start going it for the Knicks. We were up 25. They tried to start.
Very popular too, brothers. Foster, Scott Foster, Tony Brothers, and Gucci Man look alike. Pretty popular NBA refs.
Dude, we had the one Tony Brothers. Then there was the skinnier white.
Yeah, the Chris Paul one, Scott Foster.
Oh, yeah, he was. Okay, so I did know that I knew him.
Yeah, so Scott Foster's the one that always comes up when Chris Paul's in the playoffs because he's never won with him.
Okay, so I actually told my wife, I said, this guy here, he was the one, whenever Barnes to Kobe, he's the one that gave the ball to Matt Barnes. He's been around a long time. That's Tony Peters. And then I said, this one right here, this tall white, I've seen this white before. I don't know what, I've seen him before. He's been around. Very experienced crew yesterday.
Oh, yeah, very.
Very experienced crew. They were getting it. We were up 35, and the fans were calling them bums. I mean,
way it goes.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man whose mentions have been pretty toxic, I believe, for about a week or so.
Yeah.
Now, we will say, and I'm sure he will as well, his own fault. Went out on his own and said 30 NBA guys could play in the NFL. 30 NFL guys couldn't play in the NBA. What happened after that was every person that's ever played in the NFL said, oh, shut up, bitch. And then everybody that hasn't played any sport and maybe played high school football said, this guy's a bum. And then he started getting attacked by professional athletes on platforms. He never said he would be one of the guys.
No, he didn't.
He was just saying NBA guys as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, 12-year NBA vet. I think that got lost in the conversation as well. Austin Rivers.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I'm back. Here I am, world.
Hey, if you have anything, any proclamations to make or any...
Well, first off, I don't take anything I said back, so I don't give a fuck. So I don't really care. Yes. By the way, Patrick Mahomes said yesterday courtside that guy could definitely play in the NFL. I got Brandon Marshall, Saquon Barkley, all these guys calling my phone like, yo, you're right?
Okay.
So, listen, if the one guy from Green Bay who I'd never heard of wants to say his little piece or talk, then so be it, man. I don't really give a damn. Is it 30 players? I don't know. It could be 10, could be 12. By the way, I'm only talking 2 positions, tight end, wide receiver. So, and again, I didn't say there'd be Terrell Owens out there. I just said we had guys that could absolutely go out there and play. And no, I didn't say myself, but I am 6'5" with a 40-inch vertical, and I run a 4.5. So, and I'm 220. So I don't know what I could do or not do. I don't think I could take a tackle. That's for damn sure. I'd probably play one snap, get one catch, and then I might be out for the rest of the year.
I want to let you know, I appreciate the way you've handled this here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate the way you've handled this. J.J. Watt came on our show. I don't know if you know that, because J.J. came out and said, well, why don't you try? And then we actually called J.J. and we're like, hey, he actually said he was not.
He's not one.
And JJ
I wasn't on that list. I wasn't on that list.
Yeah, JJ felt like an asshole. He's like, oh, great. So I didn't watch a full video. I took a quote out of context. I'm doing exactly what I hate people to do. And then he said, I'm not saying what he said was wrong either. JJ even said that in this whole thing. And then once you start breaking down, like, okay, is it one play? Is it one situation? How many practices? Is there training camp? Is there this whole? That's where it started to get, which was great fodder. I want to let you know, you did a great job. Hey, thank you for what you did for us and for the internet.
I appreciate you.
For the internet. I mean, you really, you threw one out there that really got going.
It's crazy what that turned into, man. I walked through the airport today and I got stopped 10 times. They're like, 30? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have my book with me with all the players list, the name. I don't even know how to respond to this shit, man. I can't believe that took the light that it, like, the way that thing just took off
immediately,
and the whole world was captivated by it. It just was like insane. And I'll tell you why. You know why that is, right?
Why?
It's because we've thought about this. This has been a thing for a while. There's always been a little rift between football and basketball players. We know why. I don't want to listen. I've already said enough. I'm not getting into that anymore. But there's always been a little something there. It starts with the mutual respect. Okay. It starts with the mutual respect for one another.
Agreed.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was good chatter. And I think what you're talking about is maybe in college is where this starts. Now at Duke, probably a different animal. Although this modern Duke football team.
Well, unfortunately,
it's over.
Yeah,
it's done.
Yeah, it's over. Quarterback left too. That guy.
He did. He went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's gone too. Yeah. So it's over.
We had our moment.
Cutcliffe still there, coach?
No.
Ben,
No, yeah. Damn. Duke football's dead again.
Yeah, for sure.
But they were really cool.
Relax.
It was.
They're getting Cooper Flag.
They got Cooper,
So that's going to be sick.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Your basketball team still good down there at Duke?
We're preseason number 1 next year.
Because of
when was the last time you guys
just another year? No, it's not just because of Cooper. We cleaned house, man. We got like 3 transfers. We got this kid from Africa. We got who's like 7 foot, great hands, great feet. We got Isaiah Evans, who's like a 6'8", top 5 player. We have the number 1 recruiting class the next 2 years. So it's just another year.
Okay. Well, congrats to the Duke Blue Devils basketball team running that campus.
Yeah. When was the last time?
The whole conversation, I believe, that you were kind of alluding to there. Let's talk about a little bit of basketball here, shall we? Let's talk a little basketball. We had Perk on in the first hour. He said that he thinks that Nuggets, Wolves go in 7 games. Do you agree with that? Do you think the Nuggets have figured it out? No, you think they're battling back, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my God, did Minnesota trick that off before the halftime? Did you see that 7-0 run that they had?
Oh, yeah.
They cut it to 8. Nikola finds KCP for a 3. Ant turns it over. MPJ gets a layup, and then they turn the ball over again, and Jamal launches this thing from half court, and it's a 7-0 swing. It goes from being a ball game to, I mean, this right here, dude, this tosses the ball. I mean, oh my God. I mean, for the half to end like that, it really broke their back. I mean, it changed the entire outlook of the game, and they were never able to get back. Now that it's 2-2 going back to Denver, and Denver has this momentum, the series, it went from everyone being like, man, Minnesota's going to the finals to, this is going to be a 7-game series. I had Denver winning originally. I still have them winning now. I have them winning in Game 7, though. I think they go back and win in Denver. I think they win 3 straight, and then Minnesota wins 6 at home, and then I think Denver takes it at home.
Okay. I'm excited to watch that series because everything that we were taught over the last couple of years of this Malone Joker team It's like when they just flip it on, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's kind of how it goes. I'll be excited to see if this Ant-Man, who we are all massive fans of, can put the fire out there at Mile High like they did the first 2 games. Go ahead, AJ.
Can you talk a little bit about Aaron Gordon? I know people do talk about him, but I feel like he's like an unsung hero. Everything the guy does, he's really fun to watch. But I know I've watched an interview when he's sitting there and he's praising the Joker and saying how humble he is and everything. Like, they seem like they have a great thing going, but what does Aaron Gordon mean to that team?
Man, Aaron's one of my best friends. He is one of the most selfless, just like human beings. And for him, he is the heart and soul, in my eyes, an X factor of that Denver team. He plays that dunker spot well. He was misdiagnosed as a player coming in. He was a lottery pick, and in Orlando, they try to make him a scorer. And that's not exactly what he is. He's able to score playing a role. Once he turned into a role player, playing with a guy like Nikola, they work so well together. They have the best put starting lineup in the NBA. Every single piece is there to complement the next man, and I don't think anyone's more important than Aaron. Aaron gets lost in the weeds, and I think when we say the name Aaron Gordon, we automatically just, that name is synonymous with just dunking because of the things he's done in the dunk contest. But they won the game last night because of him, and there's no doubt about it. And actually, even the game before that, he shot the ball well. If he's hitting shots, I don't know how you beat that team. Because that's just like the cherry on top. He does all the other stuff. He defends. He was one of the biggest reasons why they won last year. I don't know if y'all remember that run he went on. He guarded KD the first series. Then he guarded this guy the next series. Right now he's guarding Ant a lot. I mean, he has his hands full. He's a huge piece of that team. He's the best defensive player on their team. And then now he's putting up 20 on games too.
Yeah. I thought you were going to rattle off all the names there, and that would have been phenomenal if you would have been able to be like, last year, remember, he got KD, then he got this guy.
Yeah, I don't remember the order of which they played.
The Lakers. I know
So
LeBron
it's
and the Lakers are the conference finals.
Yes, it was LeBron, KD. We're missing somebody. He had someone in the
Paul George or Kawhi? I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was impressive. I mean, listen, he's one of the best defenders in the league that never gets that type of praise because I think he's just on such a heavy-hitting team. When you talk about the Nuggets, you talk about Nikola, you talk about Jamal. Even their third leading scorer last year was Michael Porter Jr. And even this year. But he's the guy that kind of gets lost in the weeds, and he's probably the X factor for that team, considering what they ask of him. Crazy game.
You guys are
Timberwolves need help.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said Ant needs help. He had 44 last night.
Yeah, phenomenal.
AG has won the last 2 games. He's won the matchup versus Carl. Carl Anthony Towns is an all-star. So these are things that have to change. But yeah, AG's my guy. We usually go on vacations every summer, wholesome trips, mind you.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
and don't start that. And he's
you guys are talking shit about NFL guys the whole time. Where do you guys go? You guys go to a beach and say you're 30, you guys can go play in the NFL. Is that what you do?
AG was one of the guys on that list.
Yeah, I know there were some people around you that were gassing up this entire conversation, obviously, because when you came in and said, listen, there's 30 that had been chatted about in your head around people before, I would respect AG on there. Dreads would look sick.
Do you know what's funny about this conversation?
Out of the helmet, too.
Do you know what's funny about this, Bat? Notice this entire argument since then, we only have been talking about the NBA players that could play in the NFL. No one has thrown out names the other way.
Oh, yeah, you're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. TJ Watt, I don't know if you saw.
Derrick Henry.
Could get you.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Play in the NBA?
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey.
I don't know what drugs they got down there in Indianapolis, but they got to be strong as hell.
It's not me. It's Coastal Elite doing this.
That's brother,
those guys are 6'4", 6'5". They play like centers. Just because they could dunk. You guys are the same guys that saw like J. Cole dunking an All-Star game, and they're like, J. Cole can play in the NBA.
Wow.
He never said that. J. Cole would never say that he could do that, obviously. He went down and played in...
What is that list?
In that Puerto Rico.
What is that list?
That's the list.
This is Dan Orlovsky's list. This is a Coastal Elite big city guys list.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I just want to let you guys know.
Aiden Hutchinson.
You're absolutely delusional if you think any of these guys can play in the NBA.
Aiden Hutchinson? What are you talking about?
Not one of these guys would say they could play in the NFL. Now, look,
Chase Claypool.
Mark Andrews? You don't think Mark Andrews is getting a board?
Come on.
You don't think
getting a board doesn't make you an NBA player.
Christian McCaffrey? McCaffrey would be like McConnell 2.0.
Bro, Cooper Kupp is going on your fucking head.
Yeah.
Austin, he's going on your head.
Heavy football
George
crew.
Kittle.
Come on.
Oh, my
Come
God.
on.
George Kittle's doing this every single time.
Tyreek Hill at
Jones.
5'8".
Dude, did you see what Micah did to the sumo wrestler? Just imagine what he'd do to you guys.
Oh, man.
You're done.
He would foul out in 2 minutes. Is what
Got
he'd
6
do.
fouls.
Those guys can't play in the NBA.
Hey, listen, if
Have you
Tony
seen Michael
Peters
Parsons?
is going
Have
to
you seen
call
Michael
everything, if Tony Peters is going to do that bullshit that he was doing for the Knicks, of course he'll foul
Tony
out.
Peters is nuts. Tony Peters is nuts.
Tony
I
Peters
can't-
is. Yeah, he is. He's crazy.
I
man.
can't even get over that.
he
Listen,
mocked
I
me.
respect it, man. You guys have passion for football. I love it. None of those guys could come close to playing in the NBA, and they know
Okay.
that. You know
TJ
that.
Watt
And I
can't
know
play.
I know you know that deep down. I know you know that deep down. Like these guys are like Myles Garrett is like dunking the ball at 6'5". Like we have 7 foot. Like they would. It's crazy. You guys even think this is
Do you
possible.
know what this thing looks like from a 6'5", 280 pounder as opposed
It
to
looks
a
like an
6'8",
offensive foul. It
130?
looks like an offensive liability.
Okay,
It couldn't. There's too much
this is
skill
what the
involved in
backs
the
are going to
NBA.
look like.
Yeah.
This is what the backs are going to look like down in the post. Okay, just want to let you. AQ Shipley's taking that gut, putting that thing,
Boom.
and you're staying like this, not on purpose. You know, you're going to whoa. You're not going to be able to do shit. Nothing.
I don't take anything you're saying right now seriously. Nothing.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You're saying on your own show, am I taking this
You
serious?
are
This is
so
absolutely
disrespectful.
That's bad
your
journalism.
fucking mind.
On my show.
Bad journalism.
You're not going to take anything. I was at a game yesterday. When was the last time you were at an NBA game? When was the last time you were at an NBA game?
A week ago.
You don't know.
Oh.
I was there yesterday.
Boom.
This guy doesn't know shit. You don't know anything. I was boots on the wood yesterday. Eyeball and top. TJ McConnell, that guy could play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
McConnell could, no doubt
Return
about
the
it,
kick.
10 rushes, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I'm putting McConnell at safety. He's John Lynch reincarnated.
yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
got
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
now, okay, so now
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
the rift. We're trolling. I love it. Okay,
We're
now-
trolling.
TJ McConnell's a dog,
He's from
Austin.
Pittsburgh,
No
Austin.
trolling.
I love
Ball
TJ
mentality.
McConnell. I love TJ McConnell. Having him in the NFL, man,
No trolling.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm going to have a drink after this. I'm not even kidding.
Is this too tough like football practice?
Jacket right now.
Okay.
I'm sweating through my jacket. You guys are getting me hot. I
right.
can't even do this.
Well, listen, that's what football is. Welcome to football, baby. Welcome to football. Okay.
You want to know a true story about me in football?
We heard it.
Story about me in football?
We heard it. You
I
quit.
tried out for. Yeah. You know why? Because there's. You know.
Yeah, it's too hot.
Too
yeah.
hot.
Oh, my
Too hot.
ears hurt with the helmet on. Yeah, we
Yelling
heard
at me.
We heard it. Yeah, we heard it. Punters lasted longer than they said. Yeah, I heard that. That was rude. I didn't like when they said that, but a lot of people were saying that. Anyways,
Said what?
nothing. They were saying kickers and punters are tougher than you. I didn't think you deserved that. I didn't think you deserved 12-year NBA vet.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, come on.
Long time.
This guy played 12 years in the NBA. What are we talking about? This guy's been
5-star.
running wooden cities for so long. Yeah. Hey, Austin, we appreciate and respect the NBA guys.
Always.
I'm not clapping to that. I don't want that slow clap. that bullshit ass clap you guys
Well,
are
that's the
giving me.
entitlement
What
from the
hell is that?
NBA players that leads us back to thinking you guys won't be able to make it in the
Plus,
NFL.
I don't
Every
even
day
believe
you
that
got to
clap
earn it. Every day in football, you got to earn it. The inch in front of you,
Yeah, that's right.
the inch behind you. All right,
Hey, you know why? You know what my rift is with the NFL? Can I be honest with you? You know what my rift is really? Let's break it down.
ratings are up,
The
money's up.
NFL, the NFL is more about the NBA is more like it's more player driven, where the NFL is more about the team.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And you know that's always been, I think, from an athlete standpoint, when you want to make the professional sports and be at the top of the top. Not that you want it to be about yourself, but like you want to be able to achieve that level of symbolism for yourself as a great athlete. Not that you can't do that in the NFL, because these guys are amazing athletes, man. Like NFL athletes are freaks. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the teams are driven by the sports. When you think of the NFL, you think of the Packers, you think of the Cowboys, you think of the Bears, you think of the whoever. Where the NBA, you think of LeBron James and you think of Kevin Durant. It's just a little different. You know what I mean? So it's all depending on what you want.
All right, if this goes in, you're wrong.
Boom. Universe ball. Okay. Gotcha.
If you would have made that, I actually would have been. I would have been hot.
Men's ball.
Because
Fuck. Bonus ball. Bonus ball. Bonus ball.
a little harder.
Bang
Pat.
ring.
Oh, that was good.
There it is. Oh my God.
online.
That
Too
one
jacked
went.
up. Too jacked up.
jacked up.
We'll catch that later. Too strong. Which goes back to the NFL NBA thing.
Yeah.
We're too
I
strong.
did see you. I did see you courtside yesterday.
Thank you.
You look good.
Thank you. It was very nice.
I don't like the shell toe. I don't like the jeans, how they were laid over the shell toes. But you were on some different timing.
No, but if I was standing, I look great. Sitting down is kind of tough. I didn't take that into account that's how the photos are going to be. I stand up there, I look sweet.
Did they give you those tickets or do you pay for them?
Tyrese Halliburton, I don't know if you know him, future face of the NBA Team USA member, Tyrese Halliburton. Those are his tickets.
Yes, baller, hooper.
Dog, yeah. I mean, what I didn't know when I took those, and I'm very thankful for because these tickets were, there was some that were similar that were for sale on SeatGeek, and I think they were like $4,500 a piece.
Pretty pricey.
So very thankful for Tyrese Halliburton. My wife and I had a blast. One of the cameramen, his name was Ron. I think he's been taking pictures on AS Court for 40 years. His little... Are you getting a call from an NBA player telling you, stop, you need to slow down, we're getting buried enough by these football guys?
No, that's my Uber Eats delivering my beer that I told you I need after.
Right.
Drink coming.
Hey, the camera people, that was an interesting, there's like a line they're not allowed to go in front of, and I guess my guy was the least flexible one, so he needed the most amount of leg space.
Nice.
His name was Ron. So he was right there in my lap. I mean, I was putting food on this guy's head. He was sitting right in front of me, and Ron, hey, you knew Ron was the show, part of the show. He got great photos, but that is a part of the NBA. Fans are so close to they're like on top of you there. You know what I mean? Like they are actually in the middle of the action, which leads me to like the refs, like Tony Peters and the boys, like they were in the middle of it all. Darius has a question for you, Austin.
Hey, y'all refs are more known and obviously got a big impact on the game, just like all sports. But Tony Brothers, Scott Foster, all these guys, do you guys have a scout report going into the game? Because we know as sports bettors, some of us, hey, Scott Foster's going on this game, stand away from
Tony Brothers.
How about for the players?
Yes, I don't even waste my time with Tony Brothers. That guy'll get you. I played the Pacers 3 years ago and got thrown out for missing Lance Stevenson, and I did like a fake elbow. I didn't even elbow him. I didn't touch him. He reviewed it and still threw me out the game. There's certain refs, like you said, that you have to know going into it that sometimes they get a little bit too involved in the show, in my opinion. And they start getting emotional with the crowd and like can do stuff. And Tony's one of those guys. I'm not saying he's a bad ref, but he's just, you got to know your people. Tony's one of those dudes you just don't mess around with because he could end up, fucking you over a little bit. That's just what it's going to be. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've gotten thrown out multiple times of games by Tony Brothers. And I still think he's a good ref overall, but he's an emotional guy.
Of course, he's great. And I'm happy that, somebody called him the wrong name for 3-4 quarters didn't really make him turn it. They were trying to get the Knicks back in that game, though. It was starting to started, and it was like, wait a minute. But the Pacers
Knicks are in trouble.
Yeah, they are. Okay, Ty has a question for you, Austin.
Yeah, Austin. So speaking of that, obviously early on, really up until the Pacers series, like it looked like the Knicks were just playing with house money. Obviously Brunson was going crazy, but we know how banged up they are. They don't really have anybody coming off the bench. And it seems like if Brunson or DiVincenzo isn't scoring like 40+, like they're in a bad spot. Have they officially just run out of gas? Like, are they in trouble now moving on the rest of this series with the Pacers seemingly kind of catching fire here?
The problem that I have is, to your question, I don't like you have multiple guys that he's, and I love Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau is one of the better coaches in the league. But he's running some of these guys to the ground. You know what I mean? Just due to the minutes he plays these guys, and he asks them. When you look at Indiana, they have McConnell and Obi Toppin and all these guys that they're able to throw off the bench that can have impacts. Whereas the Knicks, man, like they're just now trying to get like Alec Burks in the game. They're trying to find something. You're playing Josh Hart 48 minutes out of a 48-minute game. And I think people think, oh, man, NBA is not a physical sport. It's not a contact sport. You're playing both sides of the ball. You're running up and down all game, and this is a different era. This is different from playing 48 minutes in the 90s. In the 90s, that they were walking the ball up the floor, and the final score of these games were like 79, 82. These scores are now 120, 130. They're track meets, and you got guys out there playing 48 minutes a night. Jalen Brunson, what's on his shoulders every night is so – I can't even imagine as a player having that much on your shoulders. So I don't know if they could – they're great at home. That home court presence, you got to admit, the MSG, what they doing there, they're unbelievable at home. But when they're on the road, they haven't shown to been able to win yet. It does look like they're running out of gas. I have questions whether, like, even if they were able to win this series, like, good God, what would you expect from them from next series? You can go another 7 games playing these guys 48 minutes a night. OG's already hurt. You hope nothing happens to Brunson or Hart or their series is over. So I don't know. I don't like the likelihood of them, coming out anymore. I had them as a team that could go compete against Boston, and I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Instead, it's the Pacers, Austin Rivers says.
Yeah, I think the Pacers lose in 7.
Oh, no. To the Knicks?
Yeah, I think the Pacers lose in 7 to the Knicks.
All right. It sounds like that is a pre-series started judgment pick, and now you got to stick by it.
Don't be a homer. Don't be a homer. You know what? I was sat next to on the plane today.
Were you at the game?
Mike Epps.
Oh, yeah? How was that? He's a good dude.
He's a big Indianapolis guy, right?
Oh, yeah. Bought back the block here. Flipped over a whole neighborhood. Did the whole thing. Yeah, he's.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I saw him on the plane. He's hype about the Pacers.
Yeah, what'd you say to him? Did you say, hey, I'm an asshole? Before the series started, I say it was going to be the Knicks, but now that I've watched the games and I've seen what's happened, I still can't say that it's not going to be the Knicks because, you see, I made a prediction before the series started.
The series is tied, Pat. The series is tied.
We all see what's happening.
It's swinging.
We all see what's happening.
Look at you.
We all see. Were you there? Have you been at a game? I was there yesterday.
I would never pay tickets. I would never pay tickets to go to a Pacers game on the court, man.
This guy sucks. This guy sucks. You don't know what you're missing. They revved the engine yesterday.
Yeah, Dale Double D.
Dale Davis.
Training like the butcher's dog.
I do love playing in Indianapolis because they have a great home crowd. I'll give you that. Great environment. It's always been a basketball town, though. Indianapolis is a basketball city.
Well, Peyton came, and there's a statue now, and certainly it is a football town. But if the Pacers with this particular team can win, quickly we'll come back to being a full-blown basketball city, which I think it already is. I might have just been missing the boat. Like, Tyrese Halliburton is like the perfect star for Indiana. From Iowa State, obviously, born in Wisconsin. Like, his personality is like perfect for it, and he's a dog. Like, he is. And
he is.
This TJ McConnell, I mean, I'm telling you, he knows it too. He is loved here. He knows. Topin.
Yeah, Obi Toppin.
This dude hit his head off the top of the backboard yesterday while we were watching him play. It's like Jackson.
Look at that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. They could do whatever the hell they wanted. Legitimately, they could do whatever the hell they wanted. And then guy I just learned of with sweet mustache and Morgan Wallen.
Ben Shepherd, the man.
Ben Shepherd. This dude's got a sweet stash. Good fade.
Rookie.
Box top.
You guys are such homers. It's unbelievable.
Whoa.
My God. Look at you going in on the dynamic of each guy's haircut. This is insane.
We got dogs, dude.
You weren't in that barn yesterday, Austin. That place was buzzing.
I'm a journalist. You're a guy that's on a plane with Mike Epps. I don't need to hear it.
Boom. There's Chef Dog.
And I described him perfectly.
Mustache, I got to admit.
Yeah.
I got to admit it's a great stat.
He's a
# journalism, prick. I mean, that is literally what we're doing here. AJ has a question for you, Austin.
Austin, a bit of a veer. Going back to the fans, I know your dad's a coach. Does you have any stories of fans just getting too involved into the huddles? I just imagine as a coach, when you have the people between where like the coaches sit and the the table, there's like 8 fans. They sell these seats. Are they like? Do you ever have to find a way to get your security to box them out or get out of the way, or like what? It just feels like it's very invasive.
Yeah, players do. They usually don't mess with the coaches too much. I can't think of a memory of him getting into it with the fan that like really drove him over the edge.
Or a fan getting pissed that he's standing in their way, like, hey, coach, move out of the way, coach. Like that doesn't happen, I hope.
I'm sure it does happen because there are privileged people all around this world that we walk in, especially when people pay a lot of money for tickets on the court side. Sometimes people feel like they're entitled to just
real quick before you go any further. If I would have paid $4,500 for the seats that I was sitting in, Tyrese Halliburton did, and I'm thankful for that. With that guy in my lap the entire time.
That's ridiculous.
I could see how people would be like, well, what are we even?
But that's different than the coach walking in front of you trying to coach a team.
Agreed completely.
Yeah.
There's a guy's seat right there.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, wow.
That's a guy's seat right there. That thing.
That's backwards?
Yeah. Well, I did that for Cowherd.
I was about to say, did Colin call you about that or no?
No, I did it for Call. I mean, I legitimately did it for Call. Not the biggest hat wearer because the size and shape of my head. But if I want to walk in Indiana anywhere, normally have to have a hat at least, over the face a little bit so I can keep it moving. So, uncomfortable, put on backwards. Shout out Colin Cowherd, who we love. Hey, we love.
Yeah,
we love him.
Absolutely love him. But yeah, had a good time there, man. Had a good time. But the guy's in there. But you're right. There is situations in basketball, AJ, that doesn't happen in any other sport. I mean, there's people sitting 4 feet behind the bench. Like they're 4 feet in the bench. Like Patrick Beverley, that situation.
Exactly. That happens. That's what I was saying. It happens with the players more. I think the players are more emotional into a game. It's like a job for a coach to be a little bit more emotionally stable, where players are just like very vulnerable out there. So you have these fans saying like, "Fuck you, you suck," this and that. And like, it's easy noise until the game doesn't go your way and you're losing, and then these guys are still talking. And all it takes is one of these guys to kind of react emotionally, which happens all the time. I mean, Pat Beverley obviously is the most recent, but it happens almost every game. You'll see a player say something to a fan, where in football, you can kind of like tune that stuff out. You got the helmet. A football arena is also so much bigger, and there's so many more fans in a football arena. It's very hard to like single out one guy talking to you.
Yeah, it's a stadium.
Yeah,
we do stadiums. You guys do arenas. We do 70, 80,000.
More people want to go.
You guys do 14, 15.
Yeah. No, I know exactly. Rightfully so, because like we only have like 12, 13 guys per team. You guys have like 200 on a team. So like everybody gets in the arena to watch. Everybody gets in the team to play. Everyone.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you. Safe travels wherever you're headed. Keep killing it. We are sorry that your mentions became what they became, because we were kind of.
I don't know why you keep saying that. I got good stuff. I had tons of people back me. Look at you trying to control the narratives.
I did not see a single positive.
Not me.
I didn't see a single.
I got plenty of positives.
Good for your algorithm, dude. Your algorithm's working extra time to find you positive. That's good. Your algo and you were tight.
All I got to do is go to that inbox, baby. Go to them comments. I got people that love me, people that hate me. Either way, it's all good, man.
You're the best.
It's all good.
Hey, Duke's going to win it all this year, too. Duke's going to win it all this year.
Thank you. Something nice from you.
I
appreciate it.
Repeat. Rain to repeat.
Oh, I didn't even think about Hurley. If they're playing in that bum-ass arena up there in Connecticut, they got an extra grit. They're never going to get content.
No.
That team's going to be hungry forever.
We got 2 arenas. Gamble and XL. So
they both stink, or just
I love Hurley, though. I love Hurley. Hurley's the man.
He is. Just like you, Austin. We appreciate you, man.
There we go.
Hey, go basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Rivers.
Yeah, Austin.
That's awesome. I enjoy Austin.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's good. He's incredible.
He is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He knows.
Really, really glad that he didn't say Doc Rivers had a bad experience in Boston, too, because most guys do.
I think T.J. McConnell said he had an okay time up there in Boston.
Yeah, I think.
DiVincenzo said he had a good time up there?
I don't know if DiVincenzo.
I think he said.
Know if DiVincenzo had a good time up there either.
Really?
What's that last name ended?
Probably some mixed reviews.
Okay.
Boston is rowdy. I'll tell you what, the Indiana fans. I was really impressed yesterday.
Me too, genuinely. Like the people that were sitting behind us, they wouldn't shut up the whole time, to the point where there's 3 minutes left and they're chanting for James Johnson to go into the game.
Yeah, who was brought back to be like I think he's Tyrese Halliburton's like
enforcer.
Yeah, like kind of. I think he's kind of brought back.
We need that.
Yeah, I forget somebody to my back right was telling a story, and I was eavesdropping completely.
Sure.
Because they were chanting for this guy to get in the game. James. Yeah. We want James. We want James. We want James. And I'd seen James come over and hug Tyrese's mom, because she was sitting 2 doors down. And I got a nice clean dap up, and I said, hey, good luck out there. And he said, all love, with a thing. I'm like, this guy's cool.
Let's go.
This guy's cool. He got dyed blonde dreads, kind of, but they're thick dreads, And I was like, oh, that guy's sweet. So then when everybody was chanting for him to get in the game, I was listening. I didn't know who we were talking about. I not covered closely. I guess he's like the guy who's kind of, something happened to Tyrese in one game. He wasn't on the team, and then he was brought back like literally the next day. It was like, yeah, we need to have.
I think he's like a black belt, too.
Okay.
Yes. Former Heat player, like he is. Yeah, he's one of the tough guys.
Remember that
for sure.
Okay, so the drunk suit that was sitting behind me was telling an accurate story. Probably.
Yeah, nailed it.
Okay, that's good news. He was beloved. I think he was telling him, "Nah, I don't want to go."
Yeah, I thought he did the fake, like the pump fake run up and then turn around. I thought that's what he did, and people started going nuts.
Yeah, like I think Coach Carlisle looked down at one point at him, and he was like,
"Yeah,
hey, I've been sitting here for like 3 hours.
I'm good.
I am very okay. We are up 40 right now. Let's not be wasting any time." Joining us now, man who might have more information on everything happening within the Association of the National Basketball, senior insider for The Athletic, The Stadium, and FanDuel TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania.
Yeah,
Shams, you can go ahead and break the news. The Pacers are winning it all this year. Go ahead, Shams.
I mean, they're obviously in good position for the conference finals at the very least. But listen, Knicks still have home court advantage. I wouldn't count them out. I would not rule out Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo playing at a higher level. But Indy was lit last night. Indy was definitely going yesterday during the day, and especially on Mother's Day. I know you had Samantha out there courtside with you, so shout out Samantha. Shout out to all the moms out there. My mom, all the moms.
Hey, shout out to all the moms. Shout out to moms, all the mothers out there, and shout out to Samantha, mom. We got a chance to enjoy the day. We had a nice, hangout with baby girl. Do a little brunch at the house. Then we get out and go see a game. Then we came back. Shout out to the grandparents. I mean, it was maybe the best Mother's Day I've ever been a part of. Now, obviously, it's because I'm witnessing what a mom does for the first time over this last year, like day in, day out. The last big Mother's Day I had is I got an air horn and showed up at my parents' house.
Oh, nice.
3 a.m. Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
And wanted to be the most memorable Mother's Day of all time.
You were the first one to wish your mother Happy Mother's Day.
Bingo. Brought an ice cream cake my brother had. It was a full thing, yeah. So that was a big Mother's Day. Yesterday was a good Mother's Day.
Nice.
But anyways, let's talk about the NBA, the big stories. I got on the internet yesterday. I got. Bronny James Jr., check mark, okay, on the X, puts out a picture of Bronny James wearing an Ohio State Buckeye uniform. I'm having a good Mother's Day. I don't have time. I'm looking down. I see this. I'm like, holy shit, he's finishing his story.
Yeah.
He's finishing his dad, Ohio kid, just a kid from Akron, Ohio State. He goes, wins a title with them. He's doing it all. I'm all in. OH, I say. OH, holy hell. What a good thing for Columbus. And then 20 minutes later, I go and check on it. Oh, no. This is the next tweet. No. Oh, no. I was got by a fake. Now, I don't think that should be allowed, but nonetheless, I got to keep my head on a swivel on the internet. Now he is definitely in the NBA draft because his medicals got cleared. Can we get a standing on where Bronny is right now and what the expectations are, Shams?
The expectation is that he's going to stay in the NBA draft in June, and a lot of that is team belief and industry belief. And his agent, Rich Paul, of Clutch Sports, I mean, he's been making it clear over the last few years. He's had number one overall picks, but he's had guys go all throughout the draft. It's about situation. It's about fit, even more so than a specific pick number, like goal being a top 20 pick, a top 25 pick. It's about getting a guy in the right situation. Example, last year, Chris Livingston for Rich Paul, he went 58 overall. The last pick of the NBA draft last year, he had the most guaranteed money of all time for an NBA player drafted that late in the NBA draft. So the fact that is kind of a template for, it doesn't matter where you go, it's about opportunity, it's about fit, and at the end of the day, investment. And wherever Bronny James goes, whether it's the Lakers, whether it's to another team, having a developmental plan for him and having investment in terms of his on-court play as well as the money, the guaranteed money that's going to come into shape, whether that's late in the first round, whether that's in the second round. What does the guaranteed money look like? And that's what Bronny James, Rich Paul, they're going to all navigate over the next few weeks. But the full expectation around the league is that Bronny James is going to stay in the draft. And the question is going to be where he goes, not if he gets drafted. And I would expect he's going to do all the workouts this week at the draft combine in Chicago. He's going to do the pro days next week in LA in front of NBA teams. He's going to visit probably a handful of teams privately and then get a better understanding of exactly where he might go, exactly what pick range he's going to go, exactly what a potential deal could look like. And then we'll know more then whether it's going to be with LeBron James, potentially with the Lakers. Could it be another team as well?
Okay, so Rich Paul runs the NBA. We assume he'll have it all figured out. I read his book. Phenomenal author, phenomenal agent, and obviously goes from selling jerseys to running the National Basketball Association. An absolute stud. And you just kind of hit on it there at the end. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Shams, is there a chance that some other team's going to draft Bronny just to piss LeBron off and maybe see if they can't get him to not be on the Lakers? Or are most other executives being like, yeah, this guy averaged like 1.7 points last year. Like, we're not drafting him. Let LeBron draft him.
I think people view Bronny James' game and they see someone who's 6'2", 6'3", a guy that can play multiple positions, that can defend. You know what he's going to bring defensively, and you know right out of the gates you're going to have to put developmental structure around him. He might not be a guy that you just play right away. He might end up being a guy. I mean, you look at the Lakers if you want to look into them as an example. Austin Reeves, he makes the team out of training camp, gets a 2-year deal. And a lot of guys can emerge, him included. A lot of guys around the league can emerge in training camp, in summer league. And that's going to be big for Bronny James, wherever he ends up. I know of at least 2 or 3 teams outside of just the Lakers that want to schedule workouts and have meetings with Bronny James But the Lakers have made it clear since the season ended. I know I've said it here as well. They want to bring back LeBron James. They want to offer him whatever he wants, a 1-year max, a 2-year max, a 3-year max.
What?
And in a perfect world, they want to potentially draft Bronny James, whether it's they have a late first-round pick. Could they move that pick? We'll see. But whether it's the first round, second round, they want to have the ability and the option to draft Bronny James. But there could be another team that we'll know about in the next month or so that could emerge as well.
That'd be so cool to see LeBron and Bronny.
Oh, so
It's been a dream the whole time. He wants to play with his boy. Now, Bryce, right? He's going to be.
Yes, also dog.
If LeBron continues on this streak of somehow remaining healthy, fast, and incredibly talented at basketball, maybe he survives all the way to Bryce.
Okay.
You know, maybe this becomes 3 Jameses on one particular team.
Wow.
Going to have to win the in-season cup for sure. Going to have to win the NBA
I'm not
cup.
holding my breath on that. I'm not holding my breath on that, Pat.
Oh, Shams, what do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know, Shams?
2 years max.
I mean, I've said it on the show. I think the expectation around the league is that up to about 2 years. Now, listen, could LeBron James say, I want to play 3 years? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean,
He could play another 10.
At the end of the day, it's up to LeBron James.
Hey, 15.
But he said it. He said it like from a body perspective, from a perspective of like how long his body could physically hold up. I mean, it might, reach 4 or 5 years, but mentally, emotionally, where he's at with his body. And then the other factor is, and this is something else I've heard recently, is that he knows how much people around him have sacrificed. His wife, his kids, his close friends, his loved ones. They've sacrificed a lot for him over these 21 years. Could end up being up to 23 years that he plays in the league. And so pouring that back to them at some point in the next 1 to 2 years, I know that's a priority as well.
Got it, 23 years.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Okay, that makes sense. We play with Bronny. We do 23 years.
Yep.
Shut down the number, remember? Now it goes back to the number. Okay. All right.
Hashtag
Now we're all
23.
kind of piecing it together. Okay.
Finish your story.
Finish your
Well, the All-Star weekend is also in LA in 2026. Just an interesting note.
It'd be a full LeBron celebration.
It would.
Oh,
Win
okay.
MVP
Oh, my
in his
God.
last All-Star game.
Bronny in the dunk contest?
Oh, here we go.
man.
Maybe both of them
Yeah.
in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting the trampolines like I saw the dunkers yesterday in between first quarter and second quarter.
Throw it to each
Throwing
other.
it- Yeah, flip, bounce the ball off the ground, flip, bounce the ball off the ground.
Great idea.
Oh, my God. And then I saw one guy miss, everybody else hit. They went like 9 of 10 yesterday on trampoline dunks.
Not bad.
Boomer
We
went,
saw some nice drunks from Bronny in high school and college, so he can lead. He can get up there. He can defend. The question is, how does he round out the rest of his game?
Oh, Shams, do you want to be an analyst? What do you think he's got? How many years do you think he's? You think Bronny's going to have a nice 10-year career?
Austin
12-year
Rivers.
career?
I'm not putting any guesses out there. I'll leave that. I'll leave that to other guests.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's stick with the draft. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Shams, draft order came out, and once again, it doesn't make any sense. The Hawks almost go to the playoffs, and now they have the number 1 pick. And I do believe Darius Butler kind of said this earlier, and I think everyone echoed it. I don't think anybody really knows anybody who's going to be drafted aside from Bronny, and he obviously isn't a top 10 pick, so that's interesting. What's the deal there? Are they going to end up changing how they decide the draft order? And does the NBA, just like us, love to watch the Detroit Pistons being the biggest laughingstock in all of sports, or is that just kind of how the cookie crumbles for them?
That's got to be a gut punch for Detroit. I mean, back-to-back years, having the number 1 odds to get the number 1 overall pick, and you end up at 5 both years. I mean, I think they got Jaden Ivey, I think, at 5. I think they got Asar Thompson at 5 as well. Asar Thompson, really nice player. He actually represented them on stage. They have some young players, Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson. They just, we know how last season went for them. I think the lottery is what the lottery is. I don't see that changing anytime particularly soon. This year's top 4 is interesting, though. You look at number 1, Atlanta. Alex Sarr is going to be the guy that's going to be favorited there. I think they're going to look at other potential guys as well.
Alex Starr. He's a star.
Alex Sarr.
Alex Starr?
Alex Starr.
From Alex Sarr could be a star. But right now he's a star.
He goes, oui,
Alex
oui,
Sarr.
je m'appelle Alex Sarr. Je très bueno et basketball.
Le basket.
Yeah. Ooh!
But Zach, look at that. Well, listen, I think he's going to be in play at 1. I think they're going to look at a few other guys at 1. We'll see. The big question in Atlanta, though, is what happens. The elephant in the room is Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. They already tried to potentially move DeJounte Murray at the deadline. That didn't happen. This year, this going into this offseason, a lot of teams are keeping an eye on Trae Young. What happens with his future? He said it publicly. He's made it clear privately. He wants to win. He wants to compete. He sees his peers around the league. He wants to compete at a high level. And if he feels like the Atlanta Hawks aren't putting the right pieces around him, there's going to be a real conversation there. And then you look elsewhere. Houston isn't interesting. Washington, we know that. I mean, I assume they're going to draft it too. Houston at number 3 is interesting because that's the team. Ime Udoka, he got that team, I believe, 19 more wins, 17 more wins this season than last year. He's one of the best coaches in the league. He has them really aiming to play in the playoffs next year. And could they make moves?
I don't even know why Connor asked you. I mean, this draft is when? End of June? I'm just learning now. I can't do it.
June.
I can't
End of June draft, 2-day draft. Pat, I know you're going to be locked in.
Yeah, maybe, but not now. No way.
Man.
No way.
Oh, man.
You said Wemby. You had a Wemby update? Is that Trae Young?
Well, Wemby's an interesting one because inherently the Spurs have this like desire to go win, right? Because you have a player this generationally good, this generationally talented. You want to put a winner, but he's also so smart. He's so focused. He knows it's a long-term game. The Spurs have so many options to get the point guard of their future. That's the position that everyone looks at with them to go get a wingman, to set up a guy like Victor Wembanyama. They can go in the draft. They can go in free agency. They can go in trades. They have a ton of assets. And Wemby took a short time off after the season ended.
Breather.
And I'm told he's been doing 2-a-days for weeks now. He's been in the gym. He's been doing 2-a-days. He's been getting ready.
3 days?
He's been fully immersed in the San Antonio program this offseason.
Not one.
I think,
Not
one.
two. 2-a-days.
Yeah.
I hear that.
That's crazy.
Close. It's what, Shams? It was close. Hey, Wemby, let's make sure we're not. Let's make sure we're not wearing
What does
these
that
knees
even
out.
mean?
He's going in the morning.
This guy's fucking 24 years old. He's going to the gym twice for an hour and a half. Like, are we gonna? I mean, come on, Shams. Jesus Christ.
Well, not everybody does that.
I mean, he might be even younger than that. I mean,
he's
20.
He's not 24. Okay, exactly.
He's dedicated. He's not.
This guy's playing horse 2 separate times a day for an hour and a half full time.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
So,
playing I would hope he's doing more than horse. I would hope he's doing more than horse.
That's basically what you just said, Shams.
Come on. Well,
fuck are we doing, man?
I would assume he's doing more than horse, but I do think
he's not resting on his yawnies, you prick.
Good.
Good.
He's not spending his summer vacationing. He's not spending his summer doing anything else. He's locked in that gym in San Antonio.
That's his vacation.
Okay. All
right. He's putting up shots.
He's always on vacation in his mind.
That's right, because the universe has blessed him. Mm-hmm. And he has a sick shoe logo. He's going to be rich forever.
Yes, he's an enlightened one.
He is. He's a phenomenal talent. The NBA is very lucky with him. Thank you for the updates there. Trae Young on the move. Wemby's doing 2-a-days. AJ, go ahead, pal.
Shams, casual fans tell me that the Phoenix Suns, like, they don't have a whole lot of options in what they can do moving forward. Like, it sounds like they don't have many draft picks. They can't really move guys. Like, what are they going to do these next couple seasons, I guess?
Yeah, well, let's this is facts. This is facts we talk about here. They have 5 players under contract now. They have Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen. They have a bunch of free agents, one of them being Royce O'Neal. They really want to bring Royce O'Neal back. So let's say they bring Royce O'Neal back. That's 6 players under contract. That's pretty much their top 6 in the rotation. The rest will be rounded out by pretty much a minimum type of players, guys that will want to go and compete. They just gave Mike Budenholzer, a guy that's won a championship in Milwaukee before. He's multiple championships in San Antonio as an assistant, multiple Coach of the Year awards. They signed him to a 5-year deal worth over $50 million. So they gave him the bag. Matt Ishbia, you think about how much he owes Frank Vogel, about over $6 million. How much he owes Mike Budenholzer this upcoming season. That's almost $17 million plus in salary for a coach this season. So he's putting his money where his mouth is. And just to clear things up, they have 2 first-round picks that they can trade on draft night. That's nothing to sneeze at. So I think there is this perception out there that they don't have assets, that they can't make moves right now. But they do have some salaries that are easily tradable. They have a guy like Messier Little who you can throw in a deal. And they have 2 first-round draft picks on draft night. So I think they will be very, very aggressive between now and draft night.
Don't we think any team with Kevin Durant's automatically going to be good? That's what I think automatically.
Nope.
But all the vibes out of the Phoenix Suns are like, nope. Things aren't good. He's saying we got 2 assets still in the first round.
They have a lot to fix. They do have a lot to fix. A lot of it has to do with their offense. Last season, it was a concern. The fact that Kevin Durant felt like he was not maybe being used the right way, feeling like he was standing in the
fucked,
corner.
Shams. Just
Their
say
offense,
it. They are so
Their
fucked.
offense ran.
Why?
Well, listen, under the right coach.
Who are we talking about right now? Ant Edwards, who's 22. I mean, Perk brought up John Morant. They got a top 10 pick. Luka in the Mavs. In the Denver Nuggets. Like, they're a bunch of fucking old guys that aren't playing well together, and they can't move any of them. And, like, I know, Shams, you love Phoenix and all that bullshit.
It's a great place.
I love Phoenix, too. Ishby is the man. He came in here. I get it. They are so fucked.
Well, I mean,
exactly, brother.
They have stuff to figure out, no question. I mean, Mike Budenholzer, the vibes that you get from Mike Budenholzer, that's a coach in his first 2 or 3
they
stints.
had some good vibes.
He has the ability.
Hold on.
He puts the U in
He has the
Budenholzer,
ability.
please.
You see what he did in Atlanta. You see what he did in Phoenix. But they have a lot to figure out. And if they can't get their offense right, it's going to start a lot with the offensive side of the ball because defensively, they're 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in that range for the majority of the season. They need to figure out a way to maximize those 3 guys because the idea of pairing those 3 together in a lineup is not saying this is going to be a defensive juggernaut team. It's to say there's no other team in the league that can stop those 3 guys when they're playing on all cylinder, and they just were not able to figure that out last year.
Let's talk about great offense, maybe some fairy tales. Darius has a question for you, NBA Insider.
Yeah, NBA Insider. I feel like you're the man for this job. I got a side quest for you, Shams. You can, please. Can you get your hands on this Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game? Because I'm seeing film highlights, cut-ups from 1939. So if you can please, first of all, do you believe it happened? And if you can, please get your hands on this tape.
Well, if everyone says it happened, if it's in the record books, I assume. Listen, I have nothing against it. So if everyone says it happened, if the NBA record book said it happened, I don't have anything to the contrary. But
okay.
I know there is opinion out there.
Yeah,
I know there's opinion out there. I mean, there's a lot of conjecture out there. I don't know where the film is at. But you know what, DB?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my best. I know it hasn't been covered for decades upon decades upon decades, but I will put it upon myself. I'll do my best. To track that video.
Who's playing in these games?
Great pass.
The NCAA might be able to play in this
Look
game.
at the crowd. Look at the crowd. Are they all in suits? All the fans are wearing suits.
I mean,
Can we go back?
with shorts.
I look at the hook shot there,
Yeah.
clean.
These guys can fucking hoop.
They can't.
These guys are fucking smacking the
this.
floor on the
Oh,
defensive
come on,
side.
get in that left hand, pal.
These guys are the first ones in, last
That's
ones out.
that's a dime right there. That's a
No
dime
look,
right there.
no look too, Shams. I don't know if you saw a little sauce in 19.
I gotta find the footage. DB, you just put a lot of. Yeah, you put a lot on my plate, but I'm up for the
Do a
task.
documentary
I'll
on
do my
it,
best.
Shams.
Yeah.
Do some journalism. Do some actual journalism, maybe.
I'll do my best. I'm on it.
You're the best, Shams. Thank you so much. Anything else we should have asked you about? Oh,
Well,
yes.
we haven't. What about Zion?
Yes. Okay, that was literally.
I've been on like 5 times in the last weeks. Like Zion, come on, that's like number 1 topic. This is a Zion friendly show.
Amen.
I think we saw this season that you can build a team around Zion being your number 1 guy. You proved it all throughout the year.
Amen.
It just. I mean, as a fan of basketball, and on this show in particular, it did. I mean, it is a gut punch to see the way he went down in the midst of what do you have? 40 points, 11 rebounds,
biggest game
5
of his year.
assists.
Biggest game of his
He was
career.
playing the best game of his career.
And
They had a great chance to win that game, and if they had won that game, the whole tenor of the Zion Williamson conversation, it's totally different. But they feel like they can build a team there. The big question is, who are you surrounding that group with? And David Griffin said right after the season ended, we are going to make changes. We're not going to be complacent in New Orleans. And so he kind of put the clock on the Pelicans to make moves around Zion Williamson to make that team better. 2 guys to keep an eye on. CJ McCollum, he's got a few years left on his deal. But Brandon Ingram, most importantly, he's going to be an expiring contract entering the last year of his deal, $36 million. Do they extend him this year? There was some frustrations with him in the lineup, in the offense at the tail end of the season. He got benched in one of the playing games. He had an incident with Willie Green in the locker room where he essentially challenged Willie Green, like, get me the ball. Do your job. I need the ball in my hands. Help me out. And so they have some stuff to figure out there. But this team took a step in the right direction. And, yes, I do think we need a fully healthy Zion Williamson. But if he is able to be healthy, you think about all NBA, you think about all stuff. Those things are all attainable.
You think about the shoes. You think about the the billboards.
Yeah.
You think about the bright lights.
Right.
You think about the titles. You think about the legacy. You think about the photos of him with trophies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about health. Just about health with Zion. That's it.
Well, and health. Yeah. Did you say help or health?
Well, health for sure. Because individually, the fact that he was able to propel that team, they could have won that play-in game. And they could have advanced late in the season in a much better position if Zion doesn't get hurt. So, of course, health is the most important thing. Health right after.
All right, you're the man, Shams. We appreciate you helping us.
H&H.
Oh,
I love that. You're the best, man. You truly are. And thank you for giving us all the information that we need, not only to survive, but to thrive.
That's right.
In the sports media world. And also, if you can find that 100-point game,
oh, please.
other than just a photo.
You'll find it.
We're going to stream it here.
Okay. All right. We will go straight to the Hall of Fame, too. I think you would. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania.
Yeah, coming.
All right. Let's not get to a break.
Okay.
Because the person that's joining us here in a matter of moments, he's going to be throwing gas.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this, AJ?
No. What's going on? I think I know. I think I might have an idea of who will be throwing gas, though.
We'll make an announcement right now. This man right here will be on the program tomorrow.
Yes.
1:10 Eastern Standard Time.
Boom. Hell yes. Yeah,
Can't wait to talk to Skeens, who went out there against the Cubs, just threw faster than anybody. He's already in the history books now. Had a couple ducks on the paw in the fourth inning, and obviously the Pittsburgh Pirates say, nah, we're not going to let you work yourself out of this. We're actually going to take you out of the game an inning before you could even get a win if this thing was to go on and end it, and maybe throw this splinker throw that nobody else has ever seen and cause double play and get you out of this. But nonetheless, Paul Skeens lit up all of Pittsburgh as a baseball game stole the conversation in the Three River City, because from warm-up where he played Charles Wesley Godwin's Q Country Roads, which is a perfect warm-up song for this particular man in Pittsburgh. I love it even more. But you got people all over Pittsburgh talking about this dude as if he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. You know, they're talking, hey, big countries he's fucking worth the price of admission. You go down, you'll hear the catcher's mitt pop. You can hear that thing in the fucking outfield. They're saying about this guy. They love him. I think everything went, well, except for the fact that he has a 6.75 ERA now, because when he wasn't pitching, two guys ended up he only gave up one run. Yeah. But there was two guys on, you see, when he got pulled. Next pitcher came in, threw underhand. Those two go in. Jeez. Now all of a sudden he gives up 3 and 4. They do the math, because there's 9 innings. Mm-hmm. So 9 divided by 3, what's that times? 6.75 if he was to play the entire thing. So he has a 6.75 ERA, which is shit. Isn't that shit?
Yeah, it's not going to matter. I mean, one start. If he throws 7 innings, his next start, and doesn't give up any runs, like that thing's going to...
Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who can maybe break down how this is going to work for Paul Skeens.
Okay.
I think he's got 24 more games to be played if Sean, the mayor, Casey's numbers were accurate. And I watched this guy play baseball. I'm a baseball program watcher.
Yeah.
Jet passing.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jet.
Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm fucking great. The truth of baseball.
I bet you are. You care about baseball right now. It's unbelievable. Like, I love to see this. Like, there was genuine excitement in your voice about Paul Skeens and about the Pittsburgh Pirates. God bless that man for getting drafted there, because you would not care otherwise.
Amen. And I don't know if it's good for baseball, but I will say for me, it has been a nice added benefit to my life knowing that there's this massive fucking country, dude, who just started throwing a hundo within like the last 3 years of his life, 4 years of his life, and all he cares about is baseball. We told him about a zoo here in Indianapolis, which is literally right next to the ballpark in which he pitched for the Indianapolis Indians. That's their name, the Indianapolis Indians. There's a zoo right next door. He had no idea the zoo existed. The guy had no fucking idea. We're like, you can literally see the chimpanzee exhibit from the mound, probably, especially with how tall you are. Oh, I didn't even know that. Because all he did was sleep and throw baseballs. Now he's in Pittsburgh, and everybody knows the song and dance. He's going to become great. He's going to go somewhere else. They're going to pay him hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's going to be a success story. But now that he is a Pirate, I would like to enjoy this, because I feel like we're watching an actual potential history maker here, right? This guy can change the whole fucking sport, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go I'm not.
Sean
go
Casey said he could throw 105. Like he might be able to get to a point where he's throwing 105.
What? Eventually.
He needs to add some muscle, and then
healthy?
he can.
Is that healthy?
He's not going to throw 105. You don't want him to throw 105.
Yes, I do.
What?
That's what I like.
Don't.
I like balls hit far. I like balls thrown fast. That's what I fucking like. And I feel like one leads to another. And if he's throwing 102, 103, he hasn't even shaped up yet. He hasn't even gotten to that Randy Johnson level of staggering presence up there on it. I mean, it's just like this guy's good for baseball for me personally, especially because he's a Pirate now, so it's a little bit closer. And I got friends that went to the game and they're like, you should fucking see this guy. Whenever he walks, it's a whole thing. Go ahead.
Pat, here's why he's going to be good for baseball, because over the last 20 or so years, as the starting pitcher has become less and less important in baseball, so we've seen more guys and more innings out of the bullpen. Paul Skeens is a guy who you can look at on your calendar and say, I'm going to watch that guy pitch because I want to see something incredible happen. There's not a lot of appointment viewing when it comes to starting pitchers anymore because, frankly, guys aren't allowed to go complete games. Guys aren't allowed to go past 100 pitches. But this is a guy who went 120 pitches in the College World Series. This is a guy who wants to go deep into the game. This is a guy who throws harder as a starting pitcher than anyone we have ever seen before. And so even if you don't get the 105, you're going to get a consistent 100. And the closest thing I can think is Jacob deGrom. I mean, when deGrom was at his best, when he was going out there, you had to watch it because it was so good. But that was New York. This is a guy who's in Pittsburgh now. And on top of that, they've got Jared Jones in that rotation. And he's not quite Paul Skeens, but he is pretty darn close in terms of watchability. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, all of a sudden, with those two guys, have become one of the most exciting teams to watch in all baseball.
And they woke the bats up, too. You know, they woke the bats up. I guess the wood for the Buccos had been off for a snooze for a while. You know, that's why they were 3-13 at one point through a 16-game stretch. But you see that big country fuck throw the ball 102 miles an hour, you can't help but swing harder. And I think that's what's happening over there. Look out, okay?
Whoa.
Look out. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Boy.
What? You think they're going to...
No. He's from California. You know that, right?
Nah, I went to LSU, listens to Charles Wesley Godwin from West Virginia. Q Country Roads.
Just because a guy's got a mustache and went to LSU does not make him country, does it?
Okay, have you listened to his warm-up song? Have you listened to his warm-up song?
Cowboys out in California.
Have you listened to him
like
talk?
ranchers in Cali.
Yeah.
The Compton Cowboys. Right here.
Yeah, they ride horses in Compton. I saw that on Amazon Thursday Night Football.
Boom.
Marshawn Lynch was on the back of a pony in Compton.
That's right.
At a ranch. Nonetheless, country must be countrywide, pal, because all you got Paul Skeens listening to is Q Country Roads as he's warming up in the middle of Pittsburgh, this guy. And he just fucking love ball.
Throwing heat.
Fucking love baseball. That's fucking all
he does.
He's perfect for Pittsburgh. We'll never be able to. Let's say all works out well. Okay?
They trade him soon.
Okay. See, that's what.
Just hold on.
No,
You know
they're not going to trade him.
You know what they do?
No, they're not.
They're going to pay him $500 million? How does it work?
No, they won't trade him.
No, they're not going to pay him $500 million. I don't think they're going to trade him, though. I really don't. I think you got... when you're the Pittsburgh Pirates and you have the opportunity with a guy like Skeens and with a guy like Jared Jones at the same time coming up, that's a window that's opening. And if Bob Nutting, the owner of that team, does not go out and start spending significant money this offseason to build around those two, I know you can laugh.
He
all
just
you want.
sold Seven Springs. He's got money right now. He's got money. That's one of the best ski slopes in Tubin Hills in Western Pennsylvania. He just sold it. He's got the money to pay. Bring in Shohei.
All of Western PA.
All Western Pennsylvania.
Oh man,
Seven Springs is a real deal, brother. Hell yes. You get up there, you get on a tube, you know you're going to have a good day.
No doubt about it.
You know you're going to have a good day up there. Nutting ain't going to spend money, Jen. What do you think this is? What the fuck are you talking about?
I think, look, I think it has to happen at some point. It just has to. Or Major League Baseball should look at owners who don't spend money, and the Major League Baseball Players Association should go and frankly hold them accountable. because especially if you have this opportunity with two guys like Skeens and Jones, if you ever want to be seen as a real Major League Baseball franchise, then you unequivocally need to step up and act like it when you've got guys like that. And it's on the Pittsburgh Pirates right now to do that. They're getting crowds there. They're going to have people coming to watch those games. They're going to sell their concessions. They're going to sell their park. They're going to do all those things this summer, all the things that they've wanted. The crowds are going to be there.
Baseball. Go
out and reward them, period.
Okay. Amen. I like that a lot. Ty has a question for you. The Zambelli fireworks shows are about to be phenomenal.
Top tier.
They might have. What if they have Skeens throw a baseball to hit something like the WrestleMania stage reveal? Paul Skeens stands on the mound, turns around, throws it out to center field. There's like a target, hits it. Zambelli fireworks show goes.
Just have him throw it into the Allegheny from there. Just have him fucking crow hop and just throw it into the fucking river.
So like he has the strongest arm in all of baseball right now?
I don't know. I
mean, up there.
It's different.
If it's not him, he's one of the 2 or 3 strongest. Mason Miller is probably going to be stronger than that. Mason Miller is the closer for the A's, who's regularly throwing 103 and 104. He's likelier to get to the 105 than Skeens.
I didn't know this fucker existed.
Well, it's because
Who's this?
The A's fucking suck, but this sumbitch is automatic. I mean, if they have a lead, he comes in.
Is
game's over.
ridiculous.
103, 104 miles an hour?
Right down the dick.
Regularly.
I didn't know that existed.
Wow.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He's very good. Hopefully they continue to suck and they'll get rid of him at some point.
Yeah, bring him to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, maybe.
You got the Hundo boys the first. Let them play 5 innings, pal. Who's the skipper down there in Pittsburgh that I need to motherfuck for this entire thing?
It's not Jim Leland.
No, you're damn right. Jim Leland will be on a six saying, Skeens, do your thing. Let them play 5 innings. Isn't that the thing in baseball?
Okay, can I tell you why that happened? So the reason that Skeens is coming up right now as opposed to the beginning of the season, well, there are a couple of elements to it. Number one, the Pirates didn't really know how he worked. They saw him for 6 2/3 innings last year after he got drafted, and they wanted to understand, after an offseason, how his body is working, what his preparation is, and built him up slowly so that he could spend the majority of the season with the organization in the big leagues and not have to get shut down like Steven Strasburg did or like pitchers have in the past. You remember with Jabba Chamberlain, they would start and stop these guys. Pirates didn't want to do that. And so the idea was to build him up slowly. And Pat, if the most pitches you've thrown over the first 6 weeks of the season is 75, going out there and going past 80, 85 into the 90, 100 range probably isn't the best thing to do. You just need to have some patience in this situation. You're going to see a lot of Paul Skeens starts, and he has been on board with this. Would he have liked to have started with the big league team? Of course. Would he have liked to have thrown every inning with a big league team? Sure, but he understood that this is a progression, and we haven't seen a number 1 pick debut as quickly as Skeens did in decades. Like that is how quickly he ascended, and he looked the part. I mean, the stuff is about as good as you're going to find in Major League Baseball right now.
7 strikeouts, 4 innings, 84 pitches, and gives up 2 runs that he put on, I guess the next pitcher did, so that counts again. I just learned what an ERA is this weekend too, Jed. I mean,
congratulations. Yeah, that's called an inherited runner. When you bequeath a runner to a relief pitcher, when you leave a runner on base, yes, bequeathed with a TH. When you leave a runner and a relief pitcher inherits it, and you give up an inherited.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Did you say? What did you say? Just so I can put this into my Rolodex of words here.
BEQUEATH.
You need to be a little bit better with
the import.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not what I heard.
Yeah, I heard bequeath.
To leave something to someone else. There you go.
Okay, so he bequeathed. Yes, he bequeathed 2 guys on base, but he could have.
What have I done?
He could have thrown the splinker double play. He doesn't. But this next guy comes in, throws the floater as if it's Rookie of the Year, and all of a sudden those bequeathed guys are in, and now it's on Skeens' ass. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works.
What the hell?
I don't know how that works. But baseball, I appreciate you guys got to figure it out. You guys got to figure it out. Ty's got a question for you, Jet.
Jet, at this point of the season, what do you think the biggest surprise is thus far?
Of course, stop. Just got some news.
Okay.
The guy throwing 103, 104 is from fucking Pittsburgh. Of course he is.
There you go.
Of course he.
Wow.
We got American Heat over there. 103, 104. Sorry.
Bring him home.
A little bit of bring him home.
You gotta have him on the show, Pat. Like, this is
I just
been a
learned he
baseball
existed.
program
I had
lately.
no idea this guy existed. He's from Bethel Park in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The original home of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Bethel Park High School. This dude's 25 years old, right out of Pittsburgh, throws absolute gas. Don't look at the win-loss record. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about how many closes, his winners, what the fuck is it called? How many
saves?
Saves. There it is. This
Saves.
guy has. He has so many of the saves. Sorry, go ahead, Ty. Matt Miller, Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, he is an absolute
Mason
dog.
Miller.
Okay, Mason Miller, even better. This fucking guy. You should see him.
Matt Miller,
You'll
also a
remember.
dog.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
remember.
He fucking throws it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
They said,
Big leg kick.
does. He
Everyone's
throws
got
it.
that leg kick.
Yeah.
they said back in
really
Pittsburgh-
throws it.
They said back in Pittsburgh in high school, he was just
He doesn't bequeath anyone.
bingo. Nobody gets bequeathed whenever this guy's out there because he's not giving up the ball to anybody, and nobody's getting on base. Sorry about that. Mr. Miller can fucking spin it.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
he
he
fucking paints the black and he throws gas. I've laid eyes on him a couple times this year. He's an absolute dog.
Got
We've
an
been
intro
talking-
song?
What's that?
You got a cool intro song? Or?
The A's fucking suck and no one's there, so they don't. I don't even know if they have a PA.
Yeah,
system,
exactly.
to be
Oh, it's like a
honest.
tree in the woods
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I mean, I saw him and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But yeah, he's burning him down the middle. Let's just say that.
Pittsburgh guy. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Jet, at this point, like, is there anything that you would say is like the biggest surprise? It seems like all the teams who we thought were going to be good going into this season are good, and I mean, maybe outside, I guess the A's aren't terrible, the Nationals aren't terrible, but outside of that, is there anything that's really surprised you thus far?
I mean, like the little KC on my shirt here. The Royals are 25-17 right now.
Whoa!
Mahomes
And and the Twins are good, and the Cleveland Guardians are good. Like,
Who?
I'm not trying to be the Midwest homer here, but this is a Midwest program. You have a lot of people in the Midwest who watch this show.
Yeah.
Both Central divisions are very interesting right now, with the Brewers and the Cubs as well, and the Pirates holding their own with Skeens coming in now.
Yeah.
I like Central time zone baseball right now, and I think there are a lot of good teams going on. And frankly, Ty, the Yankees are better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
not just
too,
trying to
Jim.
pander to you right here.
Me too.
They look good, and they're doing it without Garrett Cole.
Bingo.
And the fact that Cole is throwing now and, working his way back up, if Garrett Cole comes back, that's starting pitching. Luis Hill, you can't take him out of the rotation. You can't take Clark Schmidt out of the rotation. Marcus Stroman's been good. Nestor Cortez has been good. Carlos Rodon's been good. As much as it's been the Aaron Judge and especially Juan Soto show, they have stayed healthy on the position player side, and their starting pitching's been nasty. And that's why they're 27-15 right now, and step for step with the Orioles.
Let's stay in the pitching realm, but not really necessarily. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Jet, is there any update on the Ippei Mutsuhara and Shohei Ohtani deal? We saw or heard last week, rather, about some middleman in California who was on The Real Housewives and is a husband to somebody who was getting money from Ippei. What's going on there, and is he definitely going to jail for 30 to 50?
Not 30 to 50. Don't know how long he's going to be going to jail for, but he did enter a guilty plea. So he's going to be going to jail.
At least they're saying 30 years, maybe. We're talking maybe 15, right? If you're taking a deal or whatever.
Oh, a lot of that in jail.
Yeah, I don't have details, honestly, on how long Ippei's going to jail. But if he's going, the fact that he's going to prison, period, it's kind of a wild ending to this whole thing. Remember when this started? Remember that morning, Pat, that you found out about this? Yeah. And it was a wild, unfolding of this story. And to think that as quickly as it happened, a guy would be ending up going to jail. That is, it's such a. Listen, I've talked on this show about the complaint and all of the information in that. But I will say, having seen plenty of situations that end up in jail time. This one wrapped up so quickly and so tidily. It's only going to fuel the conspiracy theorists out there who believe that. I'm just saying it has all happened in like record time for criminal justice.
Oh my God! Wow!
This guy.
Bomb!
Think about it. There you go.
Wow.
Good dinger. Good dinger.
It's a good swing, Patrick.
Let's go baseball.
That one was tracking for the camera too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Square.
Yeah. I don't really pull. I don't really pull or push much. I can go oppo if I need to.
Oh, yeah,
Of course.
sure. Power hitter.
No, that was dead. That looked dead center.
That's right. What's the furthest? What's the furthest yard? What's the?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
What's the record?
What's
the yard
course
marker?
record?
Course record here, huh?
Course.
All right, Jet. We appreciate you, man. And anything else we need to know about baseball right now?
Season's over, Yankees.
There's lots of good stuff going on in baseball right now.
How many games?
Dodgers are.
Only like 130.
How many games we got left?
How many games we got left? Like 130. No, 120. Sorry, 120.
Yeah,
We're at like the 42 game
That's
mark.
better.
You're back in.
120 games left.
That's it?
This is where it starts getting good, brother, when the weather starts getting hot. Skiing's might be going 110 in June.
What?
Yeah, when he starts getting real loose and he's sweating, he's going to be fucking hucking that
One
thing.
big country gets back into the humidity.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right,
That's when it gets good.
All right, you got me. You won me over. I'll watch 120. He's got how many games left? 24?
Yeah, probably, give or take, if he stays healthy.
Yep.
Hey, it was great seeing you on Monday Night Raw. Thanks for coming. The kid was awesome.
Oh, the best. He loves it, man. And you and Cole just turning around during the commercial breaks and acknowledging and chatting with him made his day. So thank you for that. Much appreciated.
No, we're acknowledging you, Jet. And then obviously, if he's with you, we'd obviously like to say hello. You and Cole are like baseball besties, I've heard.
Oh, Cole was sending some texts to me last night.
Oh.
Michael Cole on the Mets is the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
It truly is. I asked him, when was the last time you enjoyed a Mets team? And I was thinking he was going to say like a year, 2 years ago they were really good. Cole says 2000. I was like, it's been a quarter century since you've enjoyed baseball team.
Every single game, 120 left or whatever. It's every single game. We'll be in the middle of a show. We'll be in the middle of Monday Night Raw, and the Mets will be playing, and we'll go to commercial break. He goes, Mets are down 3-1. I'm like, what are you talking? He's got it on his phone. I'm like, what is your problem? These games don't matter. You don't even know. Then he gets like upset at me. He's invested.
Oh, yeah.
He's fully invested.
Completely. When you guys were in Kansas City, the Mets were throwing a no-hitter. I think it was through like 6 or 7 innings. And he turns around to me during the commercial break and he's like, they're going to blow it. He just hates them. Yeah. He loves them and he doesn't believe in them for 1 second. And it's the most hilarious thing. And I just, when he's texting me about this, I'm just like, oh yeah. Tell me more, Cole. Tell me more. And he just keeps going. I just get him riled up.
Well, thanks for being his baseball therapist, and know that every piece of information you give him about the Mets, he's living and actually dying with. So you hold a lot of power. You hold a lot of power in that man's head, Jet.
Oh, trust me. I wield it with precision and to exercise the maximum pain. And I really enjoy doing that.
That's good journalism. That's good journalism.
Hell yeah.
Cole went to Syracuse. He gets it.
That's true.
Of course.
All right. Jet, we appreciate you, brother. Hopefully we'll continue to chit-chat with you. When's Paul's next start? Tomorrow? This week?
No. Couple days.
Paul's next start probably going to be Friday.
Yep.
Nice. He's on show tomorrow, 1:10 Eastern.
Ooh, I will be watching.
What should I ask him?
Ask him if he's country.
Well, he's not country. He's fucking big country.
Yeah, we need good questions.
Okay. What do we even?
We already know that.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll send you guys some questions.
Thank you.
We'll see if they're good questions.
Boom.
Glad to do it.
Try to make
stay in the ESPN family. Much love.
No problem. But also, you make us look better because we're asking questions that people in the baseball world, Ty normally does that. But if we have access to talk to this guy, at least give us some, hey, people would like to know about. Because all I'm going to ask him about is, I heard 105. Do you think 105? That's going to be my questions. Just want to let you know. Yeah. So if you want to, ballpark some things that are going on, I would love to hear it. But I'm not asking about youth baseball pitching numbers and everything like that. Don't be too journalistic. You know how I operate. We're not that deep. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
We're right up here.
You're a top-end journalist right there. We know you employ one in Ty Schmidt. His breaking news efforts this offseason were tremendous.
Yeah, fuck that guy, okay? Yankees are good without him. I can't wait. I don't know if they play interleague this year. I can't wait for that little sawed-off fucker to come to Yankee Stadium.
He's been awesome so far.
Why are you so mad at him? Why are you so mad at this guy?
Because he's been great.
Yeah,
he's been fantastic.
He has been fantastic, but you know what? I'll hold on to that first game in Seoul. Okay, I'll hold on to that one. Oh yeah, the big guy, he's great. He gave up like fucking 8 runs in 2 innings. Hey, guess what? You ain't playing in the Japan baseball league anymore, pal. Okay, or whatever the fuck it's called. This is the MLB. This is where all the big boys are playing. Okay, so I get that you want to go play with Grandpa Shohei or whatever the fuck Jet said the next day, but
oh no,
oh
man,
oh no, wow. Fuck a wine. Oh,
no. Because guess what? The Yankees don't fucking need him.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And he couldn't sniff fucking Masahiro Tanaka's jockstrap, and Jet knows that. He might not say it, but he knows that.
What?
This guy's a baller.
I think Ty would like to sniff Masahiro.
Oh,
nailed it.
Gladly.
I mean, Yamamoto did have the no-hitter alert the other night last week.
He did.
Oh, yeah, from MLB Network. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Legitimately, my entire life. Did you see this, Jet?
No.
They go no-hitter before the game even starts. MLB Network, who I think is a bunch of hilarious human beings, if I had to guess.
How has he not seen this?
They go, we have a no-hitter alert before the game even starts because they're taking on the Marlins, so I guess stink.
Yep.
So they're going, they have a no-hitter alert here before the game even starts because of...
Yamamoto.
Oh, and then did he give up like a leadoff homer?
First pitch. First pitch, gone. It was literally within a 35, 40-second thing. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And it's like, all right, baseball, here we go. We got a long summer, 120 games left. Let's make sure Paul Skeens pitching at least 70 of them.
Yep.
Okay?
He will.
Need that.
We need at least
make it happen.
All right. Hey, Jet, we appreciate you, brother. I'm like, I think 3 for 5 on homers with you on air. So I appreciate you. Bring me luck.
Oh, listen, it's all your skill, Pat. I'm just here to witness it.
No, it's in between the ears. And what you do is bring me up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jet, Jeff Bassett.
Yeah, Jet.
Before we get out of here on this glorious Monday, we covered baseball. We covered hockey. We covered basketball. We covered football. AJ, Ravens, Chiefs, Thursday, September 5th, kicking off the 2024 NFL season when ratings are going to be bigger and better and the game is going to be better than ever, AJ.
That's what the NFL does. They give us what we want, right? They give the fans what they're looking for. I think this is great. That's why, Roger Goodell and the rest of the squad, they kind of have their finger on the pulse. They know what the fans want to see.
They certainly do. And Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, night 1. And then we'll go down to Sao Paulo, Brazil, Eagles, Packers the next day. And then obviously Sunday kicking off the rest of the slate should be a fantastic start to an NFL season that we can't wait for. That's just
115 days away.
And if you ever need to know the amount of days, you can go right to Boston Connor's Twitter account. It's right in the info.
Yeah, it's right in the bio.
You update that every single day.
Every single day.
We appreciate your service.
Hell yeah. Almost there.
I don't know if you saw it this weekend, but Derek Lewis knocked another dude out. His nickname's the Black Beast, and I think what his name should be is guy who doesn't move that fast but carries fucking refrigerators off of his wrists. Boom! Bang! Pow! And the ref said, you know what? Let's make him eat another 10 shots from Derek Lewis, a guy with some of the heaviest hands in the history of the octagon. Most knockouts in UFC history. He continues to add to that record. He's 38 years old and said that he's in his prime, and he's only getting better. I think for the first couple of rounds, I actually watched the fight. First couple of rounds, he was trying to prove that he could be a grappler and maybe do some jiu-jitsu. And then his corner actually said to him, hey, let's just knock this fucking guy out. What are we even doing? Then he goes out and goes, all right, I guess we'll do that. Just stands there casual. Hey, casual, boom, dead. See you later. Big win for the Black Beast, who would go on to take his shorts off and moon the crowd.
Yep. That's right.
To a big ovation because he is must-watch, must-see, and I assume Dana White is incredibly pumped that he is a part of the UFC. I was lucky to catch it. I don't know if you guys saw around the rest of the MMA world, also huge in Poland.
Really?
KSW 94. KSW 94. There had been 93 others. Greatest entrance in the history of fighting comes from our guy, Artur Spazilka.
That's right.
Spazilka comes out in a full tank. He's gassed up, he's attached, he's asleep, or is he in a coma? We don't know. The doctors are walking him out. Is this guy going to be able to get woken up in time for his fight? He's coming out of the stage. Okay. Look at the lighting, the sound.
Sick.
This guy must be a stud. There's sparks flying. Wow. Is this the best entrance ever? People are saying in a Polish language that we certainly can't speak. And then once he was all the way up, get me out of here, he said, with his eyes. The doctors open it up and, holy shit! Holy shit!
Wow.
He's awake!
How?
He's been reborn!
How?
He is alive! He's smiling! And he seemingly knows exactly where he is. He's walking to the octagon. What would happen? He'd get his ass fucking knocked out in 14 seconds by Arkadiusz Urozik in the green. He just walked out normally, got some ads on his back and on his chest, says, excuse me, buddy, I'm going to send you right back to the fucking gulag. Head off the mat, knockout, dead. Put him back in the fucking thing. See ya. Royal Watch, ad on his back, monster at KSW 94. 14 seconds is all it took. Took him longer to get out of the fucking thing.
It did.
Than to get knocked out by the mat in which he was thrown off the ground. He was literally spiked off the ground and knocked out. I don't like it because I like the showmanship here of Artur Spazilka, but it was a better pre-fight than an actual fight for Spazilka on that particular evening.
Did he ride back in the his transportation afterwards, or what? What do you do?
Get back in.
I'm not sure. I am not certain, but I saw those two clips back to back in the group text from Bailey McComas, and I see the first video was his entrance, and I'm like, oh, Bill must have meant to send this to his
fight buddies,
MMA baddies, or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
Bill's group text
the 100 T's.
Yeah, 100 T, whatever it is. Yeah. So I look at this and I'm like, this is a pretty dope fucking end. I get caught. I get mesmerized by it. I'm like, this is sweet. I like the way eyes closed the entire time. Mm-hmm. He bought into the bit. There was he never opened his eyes.
Is he cryogenically frozen? Is that what's going on there?
I guess, right? Or
he's gonna look cold.
He didn't have enough time to thaw out.
Well, I think my favorite part is, like, at some point you'd open your eyes to see if it's all working.
Yeah. Right. Are we done yet?
Like, the amount of faith and trust that he had in everybody else was well warranted, I guess, because they executed it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And then everybody says immediately, well, it's hard to train for a fight when you're fucking frozen. You know?
Yeah.
So,
good point.
Guy missed out on training, but he made a hell of an entrance. I don't know what's worth more at the KSW 94, but I think at least the entrance should win him maybe performance of the night. And then he gets his head thrown off the ground. First time I've ever seen a mat knock a dude out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure the mats over in Poland are a little harder.
Well, you think they're tougher?
Yeah, I think they use concrete.
Are you going to tell Dana White that his mats are getting their asses beat by Polish mats?
No, because I don't think that's good for the UFC. If they're getting knockouts on mats, I want knockouts on fists, of course.
Yeah,
and kicks.
Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
bingo.
He was like doing wrestling shit. He was really doing it. He was down. The other guy, I think, is a pretty good grappler. Had him down. He was eating. Derek was just eating elbows for like a portion of it. Didn't even. Just got up. Got up, walked over to his corner, and his corner was like, maybe we just.
You having fun dicking around?
We just fucking knock this guy out,
please.
And then he literally just walks out there and does it. It was awesome. It was UFC's every fucking week.
Yeah.
It's every week.
Oh yeah. Crush.
And then right after this was Top Rank in Perth, Australia, where the ring announcer announced the wrong winner.
Yeah, correct. That was pretty cool too.
Oh man,
it was a great night of fight.
Yeah,
it was a great night of fights. I just got a text message from JJ Watt, I guess. Sorry, it was a tweet. Not much of a challenge, crossbar challenge from JJ Watt.
Oh, soccer?
That's not bad. I mean, that's certainly not bad. That's not terrible. Not a bad little leg swing there from JJ.
Okay.
Not bad. I think you should feel very comfortable going into Concafa's Cup down there at TST.
Mm-hmm. going to score a bunch of goals.
He is.
Nice.
That's actually pretty good little
thing is on a rope.
Hey, that's not bad, huh, Gumps? Coach Gumps?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty impressive.
That's
First
not-
try, probably.
Yeah, let's give him a call.
The thing's moving.
It was on a rope.
Wow.
Bam.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Antoine Winfield Jr. is now the highest paid safety in the NFL. A deal has been completed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Antoine Winfield Jr. We had Jason Light on last week, and he said that deal's getting done before I go on vacation, pretty much.
Yeah.
And here we are on a Monday having it be announced. Congrats to Mr. Winfield Jr., who obviously has been playing since his rookie year, wins a Super Bowl, is a veteran, is beloved. And Jason Light said he's a future Hall of Famer. He's going to get paid as one. Congrats on $45 million guaranteed. That's a huge move down there, AJ, that Jason Light was alluding to.
Yeah, he's one of their foundational pieces on defense. The guy came in from day one and has been a star. And when the GM is on a program like this and says, "Hey, yeah, he deserves to be the highest paid safety in the league. I think he's the best one," you know it's going to get done sooner rather than later. And sounds like it was pretty much almost done when Jason Light was here.
Antoine Winfield Jr., one of the best safeties in the league, obviously.
Oh, yeah, one of the best DBs in the league. And play like he might be the highest paid DB. 4 years, $84 million? I know 45 guaranteed, but he can do everything. In that Todd Bowles defense, he can blitz, he can cover, he can play the deep part of the field, he can tackle in the open field. So he's everything you want at that position. Great to see this deal, especially when kind of safeties have kind of been devalued at the position. So great to see Winfield get paid.
And to your point, AJ, him coming on here saying he's a future Hall of Famer and he's going to get paid as one, his agent was like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
They must have had that thing.
Who do you think his agent?
It was locked up. It was locked up, yeah.
It's got to be Mulgeta.
Yep.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Everybody Mulgeta.
Does it again.
Yes, he
Another
does.
one. Another one.
In some sweet shoes.
Of
He's
course.
wearing the sickest shoes available while getting these deals done. Congratulations to Antoine Winfield Jr., Mulgeta being a dog, and Jason Light seemingly having this thing done. Now, let's get back to the video that we watched of J.J. Watt being an athlete. Joining us now from Dick's House of Sport, J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
Wow.
JJ.
JJ, what's going on? You doing cardio right now?
Just finished up. Half gassers. Remember those?
I do. I just got a terrible feeling in my stomach and my mouth started to sweat as you mentioned it. Is this all for TST training right now?
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to make sure I don't go out there and do anything dumb. So I'm preparing the joints, the ligaments, the muscles. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I just want to know that I'm prepared.
Okay, well, and that's J.J. Watt football and J.J. Watt football. What was this? When's this from? This doesn't seem recent. This was back whenever you were in England?
No, that wasn't that long ago. That was probably a couple weeks ago, I think. Kay and I went out to Phoenix Rising Stadium. Appreciate them letting me use it. And we did some crossbar challenge. I played some keeper. I got some more footage that I'll bring out.
From that one day?
Yeah, from that one day. I mean, I don't film in my backyard every single day. I don't have a full camera crew on staff, despite how much the internet thinks I do.
Yeah. Well, you get a tripod, put your phone on there. That's what I do. You could do that. You could do that.
There's no way that's what you do. You got like 45 guys in your building.
100%.
There's no way
Exactly
that you
what
put the phone on.
Exactly what we do, yeah. 45 guys, yeah.
What is everybody else in that building doing then?
We got 14 on our team, okay? What's everybody else doing? I don't know, editing podcasts, coaching up a fucking team.
This is after hours, brother. on
Yeah,
the
what are we
pitch.
talking about? We got a coach in here now. What are you even...
I
Anyways,
saw you at the Pacers game. Sun's out, guns out. Everybody just so excited to see the Mac man in the building.
It was
Loved
great.
it.
It was great. Not everybody. There were some people that were pretty bummed out, but it was great to be there. How many takes that on that? Because the leg motion looks pretty smooth. That looks
Thank you. No, crossbar challenge is one thing that I can. I'm pretty proud of my skills in. It took a couple takes, obviously, but not many. I think that was my fourth try.
Nice.
Yeah,
The way you
well,
did it was
we
like
were-
inside a foot, like kind of a bending ball. Normally, crossbar challenge, people do like a little chop to like a little riser. So I appreciate your kind of take on it. I thought it was a phenomenon. I didn't expect that. To be honest, while I was watching that for the first time, I'm like, he's very big, like very big. Did not play soccer growing up, but obviously incredible athlete. And you're very humble, but you gotta let fucking people know every once in a while.
I appreciate that. I like. There's definitely a part of me that wants to be super confident going into this TST.
No way.
Like I think I'm going to surprise some people with my skills.
Don't do it.
But man, then there's that part of me that just feels like freezing cold takes coming back, and I'm just going to get absolutely destroyed.
freezing cold takes good people's obviously love what they're doing. I don't think any of us should be confident. I don't think any of us. I don't think any of us should be confident at all, JJ. I think at this point,
you think but there's also that part of me that's like, maybe we'll win it. Maybe we'll just go out there.
Yeah, you can win it. You can win it, Jay. Yeah. You can do it. Think how big you're going to be compared to everybody else.
Tough group.
You're going to look like
tough group.
You're going to look so big on that field.
Huge.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you. If you'd like to come give a motivational speech to my team before the game, they'd enjoy that.
Well, I can't do it to your team. I'm against your team. I'm Concafa. That's
you're
my
on
squad.
Concafa?
No, I'm not playing. I'm just support.
Yeah, we got a team.
We're the hooligans of the Concave
team. Out there.
We got drum bangers.
The Concafa Ultras, brother.
Yeah.
I'll bring a Vuvuzela.
Boom.
What they have?
Yeah.
Vuvuzela, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
I'll bring that.
JJ, you think your team's going to be able to handle AJ with a Vuvuzela? I don't think so.
Yeah, no chance.
I don't think so.
He's got to learn how to do it with the new teeth, man. It takes a little while.
I'm going to start practicing.
When you're trying to say the S's with the new teeth, it sounds like an idiot for a little bit. That's how I found it anyway.
Have you done any of this? Have you done any...
Oh, yeah.
What do we got there? No,
exactly.
I have not.
All right. Nope. That's what I just heard.
Yeah. That's all she wrote.
You got 3 weeks. We got. I'm trying to make sure these hammies stay alive.
What's required? What requires me to do that in North Carolina?
What?
What you were just doing?
Oh, that's a cross coming in, and that's you heading the ball. You see?
Looked a lot different the first time you did it.
What are you?
What are you alluding to?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What are you talking about? Insinuating, JJ?
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was.
I said this guy should be president.
And here we are.
Oh my God.
I don't have to work on that because literally I just rise up above everybody and it just donks in. I also like to use the side of my head for headers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, you're going to do great. I love it.
I mean, you called me in the middle of my hair's a disaster right now. Oh, actually looks
good.
Oh, pretty presidential. All right, we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. JJ Wire. Hey. Whoa. Is he still on? Call him back.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What happened?
Gonna have to.
I don't like it.
Gonna have to get a state of the.
I'm going to have to do a moment of silence.
Yeah.
Damn. It happened, AJ.
What we all saw happen. We all saw it coming down the road.
He was nailing the crossbar. What do you mean?
JJ?
What happened? Yeah, what?
Moment of silence for Burnley FC's time in the Premier League.
Thank you. I thought I was going to scoot through without discussing.
Moment of silence.
It's a moment of silence for your team. So.
Yeah. So I got the black cap on today. I love that this is what ESPN lets you use the airtime for. I appreciate that.
Moment has passed, even though you are disrespecting the moment of silence that we're having for your team, Bud.
We don't need a moment of silence. It's a moment of reflection, learning, and improvement to come back even better.
Okay.
Reflection and learning and
no need to hide disappointment or frustration. It should hurt. Boys made a valiant run the last few months, just wasn't enough in the end. Now we go again to the championship, looking to relive these brilliant memories from 1 year ago. We go together, up the Clarettes. That's the type of leadership we like seeing.
Yep.
Thank you for doing that, JJ. That's good shit out there. I'm sure the Burnley faithful were pumped.
I mean, it was a tough day. There's no question about it. I mean, the Premier League's a tough league. It was the three that went up, went down. It was difficult. But looking forward to the championship. Last year, obviously, when we started getting involved with the team, we were in the championship, and I really enjoyed it. We obviously had a lot of success there, so I'm looking forward to hopefully repeating that success again and having a lot of fun days ahead, which will be a lot more wins to discuss on this show, hopefully next fall.
Up the Clarettes.
Hell yeah.
How come fucking Tyler and the dudes aren't saying anything? How come JJ's the one who's always taking it on the chin?
True.
Yeah, everything's too perfect over there, huh?
What the fuck's going on?
Some downtime.
You gotta live with the good and the bad. If I'm gonna be there on the bus when we win, I gotta also be there when we're at the bottom and figuring things out. So I'm with us all the way through, baby.
Did they lose when he was in England, Gump?
No, they actually never lost when he was there.
Oh,
Might have to go full season
We found the
championship,
answer,
brother.
didn't we?
You came back, you sack of wine. I thought you cared about this team.
I wish they played in the summer so badly because I'd go live there all summer long. I really would. It's perfect. You know, Arizona in the winter, London in the summer. Get over to Burnley, it'd be great.
Oh my God, what a perfect setup that could be.
You could do a Kid Rock remix all summer long.
Oh yeah. I still want to get the boys over. One time we'll take Pat's big jet and we'll all go fly over to Burnley for a match and we'll do a show from Turf Moor.
Hey, sounds good. The owner of Burnley's flying us over there. That's great news. Sounds like you're paying for it. That'd be sweet. I can find the jet for sure, but you can certainly pay for it. All right, we'll do that.
Yeah, you got to connect. You actually do. I got to talk to the people at ESPN because the championships, a lot of the games are put on ESPN Plus. And I want to make sure we get a maximum slate of Burnley games on ESPN Plus next year.
Hey, that's business.
Putting that in the atmosphere.
All right, who would be in charge of that? The ESPN Plus people that are in control of programming. Who's that?
But the NHL, they just have every game, so I imagine it's the same for the championship.
You guys, every game, right?
No. They pick like one game a week to put on.
Oh, come on.
my
One
God.
a week?
Like I obviously have we have an owner stream, so I can watch every game from anywhere in the world. But for like fans that don't want to watch, you can only watch whatever they put on. So let's just get as many as we can possibly get on ESPN Plus. That'd be great. I'll talk to the right people over there. You apparently have the best ratings on the planet, so I'm sure you got some polls.
No. Yeah, we want the login to the owner stream. That's what we think we should be promoting. The login to the owner stream. So we're all
it is a great stream because it's got it has our local broadcast team on.
Oh, the lads.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
They speak into those microphones that are sideways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love that.
With the little cover over the top. Yeah.
Are we going to park the bus ever when we have a fucking lead?
I hope.
Is that going to happen or?
I mean.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing now, JJ. You got Vincent Kompany's going to play how you did the last time you're in the championship, and you'll get back up. But we have to learn from this.
Kompany, that's coach. That's
coach.
I love you, JJ.
Amen,
Keep in
coach.
mind, I love you.
You're going to park the bus at TST?
No, I can't. 7-on-7.
Don't you worry about it, pal.
Hey,
Worry about your
don't
own
worry
plan.
about my clipboard, brother.
Yeah, and you have to win on a goal. You know, you have to score to win. It's called target time scoring.
Yeah, which you should know.
Yeah, you know the rules?
I do know that. I learned it from you guys. I was just looking at the rule sheet today, actually. Literally was.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Burnley, part of the championship, JJ Watt.
Yeah, JJ.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. We appreciate you all so much for allowing us to do this for a living. They have been relegated, Dahn.
Yeah, they have.
You know it was a question.
So all three that bumped up last year all got bumped down again.
I did hear him say that. It's normal, because I assume.
It was setting up so nicely, though, because Burnley went up 1-0 on Tottenham, and Nottingham Forest was down, so they lost as well. It was setting up for Burnley, Nottingham Forest, final day, and Burnley would have had a chance to stay up.
Somebody just snorted into a microphone. Was that you, AJ?
I don't think so. No, I wasn't snoring.
Same asshole disrespects Lionel Messi and Bones.
Oh,
that guy.
No.
Yeah.
Lionel,
you know who it was.
I hate to break it to you, pal, but Lionel changed his name to Lawrence Messi, and he's going by Larry now.
And he plays for the United States of America.
And I respect fucking Coach Jim Bonas more than anyone on the face of the earth, so just slow down with that.
Let's get out of here. This show sucks, dude. Hey, PGA Championship this week. We'll be off Thursday, Friday.
This week?
Yeah. But where we will be headed is the Mecum Auto Auction.
Amen.
Oh.
We will be headed there. We'll be watching PGA Championship, obviously, from Valhalla.
Yep.
Can't wait. Got Rory hot going in there. Scotty hot going in there. Brooks hot going in there.
Tig's jacked.
Tiger Woods is going to be all the way back.
He's going to win.
Rombo, Bombo. Why not? A good time for him to come back and say, you know what? Yeah, I am the big dog in Spanish. There's a lot of opportunity. Colin Morikawa, maybe his irons get hot.
Blocky.
Blocky's playing?
Yeah. God, I hope Blocky misses the cut so bad. So bad.
What? Why?
Because I you know what? I want them to be dedicating Saturday and Sunday to the guys who are gonna win and who everyone wants to watch. Not like this is great. Blocky's back. He's 8 over right now, but he made the cut. Let's go check with him for the next 6 holes. I'm done with that fucking shit. Okay, I want to watch Scotty.
It hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, that's why.
Once
you got a hole
too
in
much.
one.
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? Take that moment and get the fuck off the golf course.
All right.
Blocky doesn't deserve this
At all.
I met
He
Blocky.
does not.
Blocky's a good guy.
Blocky's a great guy.
He is. Blocky,
Big fan.
shoot, good guy.
Gets after it, too.
He is.
Likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Just
you're-
because he's a great guy doesn't mean I want to fucking watch him on Saturday and Sunday, the PGA Championship.
To be clear, I enjoyed watching Neil Shipley with Tiger Woods.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Me too.
Exactly.
They were doing the Tiger Woods treatment for Blocky.
Which, I mean, can you blame him?
I couldn't.
It's a shoe fit.
He's a superstar.
How soft his hands were. His hands were soft.
Yeah.
Think if he drove the ball 320 every time, he would never
320,
lose.
320 is 358. Rory drew it.
My bad.
Drove
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he wins the Wells Fargo.
These guys these dudes are driving the ball so far.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were trying to do things for them not to drive the ball as far. Isn't that currently happening?
They're trying to knock the ball down. They're trying to make the ball dead.
Yeah, they're trying to slow them. These motherfuckers are hitting at 400 yards. I don't know how it's happening. It's incredible to watch, but I'll be at Meekum Auto Auction.
Yes.
Here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Indiana. Dude, this thing is fucking lightning in a bottle, brother.
Is that where you bought the Wrangler?
Yeah. I went back. I didn't pull the trigger on anything. I was like, let everybody know.
Close.
I was actually going to buy my wife a car for Mother's Day. I was going to get a sweet Mother's Day ride because her car is currently in the middle of about 10 different issues that we got to get fixed. So it's like, I'm going to go to Meekum. Something's going to come through. There was this truck that had flames on the front.
God, still thinking about it. Still thinking
It
about
was
it.
jacked up, super jacked.
Short bed.
V8, short truck, short bed.
Yeah, it was the Rock's truck from Walking Tall, but it was orange with yellow flames on it. I mean, it was incredible.
It turned the corner for this auction. We go, look at that thing.
Holy shit.
Steals the show. There was a 2009 Dodge Neon we almost bought for Talk because I heard Talk doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
That thing got up to $17,000. We're like, no way are we doing that.
Yeah, no
2009
chance.
Dodge Neon. Can't do. There was a Chevy Monte Carlo from maybe 98 or something like that. Had the official pace car painting on it from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
So sick.
That thing went for like $7,000. And then there was a Bronco that went for $185,000. And then there's a Ferrari that goes for like $210,000. It was spectacular.
So much fun.
The show, awesome. The auctioneers are fucking showmen. They're out there doing it. And then it's a museum of the nicest cars you've ever seen. And just one after another. And then the fucking custom truck comes through.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. And then there's an F-350 that's got fucking dualies on. There's the truck.
Oh, you didn't buy that?
How did you not buy that?
Believe me,
I could not buy it.
Said the same thing to him. How are you just sitting here watching all these cars go by?
Connor said that like 6 different times. He's like, I had no idea how you.
I stared at this truck for like 10 minutes outside. It's unbelievable.
I would have bet $1 million that you left with the car.
So it is. Thank you for saying that I'm romantic and love my wife. This was a day before Mother's Day. I could not just show up at the house with a brand new fucking V8 truck.
But if it was that one,
you would have gifted that to her, that would have been pretty. Look at this thing. This is always for you.
Dude, it was so
You're
awesome.
gonna love it.
We were there for fucking 3 hours. I did not expect us to be there
Me
for as
neither.
long as we were. And they took care. Thank you so much to Matt and I think Zach. And there's a Seth in there. And Morton was in there. There was a great group. Curing Kids Cancer, I believe, is a foundation that they do an auction that we literally just sat down and this lady tells the story of her son passing away to leukemia. And then they said like 4% of money that's raised goes towards kids cancer. So she started something. They raised $29 million. Then we do it like an auction. And they're like, all right, who wants to donate $10,000? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. $5,000. They go $1,000, and everybody's hands goes up, sweet. And then the guy points at me, he goes $2,000. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go $2,000. He goes $2,000. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the game now all of a sudden. And then $3,000, and they're rolling around. And then the guy looks at me, he goes $4,000. I'm like, did I just donate $2,000? And he's like, no, we're auctioning up. I'm like, he's like, what do we need? He's like, you got $4,000. I'm like, for that, like for kids cancer? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'll get $4,000.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
I'll get $4,000. It's like me in a conversation with the person that's like handling my bidding to the actual auctioneer, and he's like, $4,000? Yeah, $4,000 for kids cancer. I'm like, yeah, I'll give $4,000 for kids cancer. And then they go, sold. All right, I want a gas station like light up
thing. Yeah, I forget what it's called.
from Meekum.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
that was
Neat.
that was as we sat down. I mean, that was
crazy.
like as soon as we got in the room, holy shit, welcome to the room. Here we go. It's all alive though. There's people bidding in the fucking top. There's people on the internet. $125,000 to the internet. Next car is pay $147. You got a nice 2004 Chevy Rebel. This thing's got a V8 underneath, brand new dualies. Now it is a little bit old inside, but it's nothing but nice and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, all right, let's start out with $30,000. Who got $30,000? And then nobody bids. And like, $20,000. That's. And like, nobody bids. And it's like, wait a minute, we might be able to steal one here. And then they go $15,000. And that fucker works all the way back up to like $60,000. Just powers through because all the sharks in the back are trying to like, we're not giving away how much we're willing to spend on this. It was a wild fucking Saturday.
So much fun though. Like
Legit.
that entire setup that they have. Like we talked about the stage. Like it is monumental how big that goddamn thing is. It is so much fun just to go. And you mix in a couple Jack and Diets. That never hurts either.
Yeah, we had a couple beverages. Jack and
Don't say it. Don't say it.
AJ, I texted you.
And what? Jack and Diet what?
You have to let the people know.
I texted you immediately, didn't I? From Meekum, I texted you.
Great text to get, yeah.
Just say it. Just get it over with.
Tasted great, right?
They deserve to know. They do.
Jack and Diet Pepsi is better than Jack and Diet Coke.
It's not, but I understand where you're coming from.
It is.
I love
Because
it.
it
Sweeter.
tastes better?
It's
Yeah.
sweeter for sure.
It is.
If you love the booze portion of Jack and whatever you're drinking, Jack and Diet Coke is just fine.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Jack and Diet Pepsi is certainly sweeter and tastes maybe more like just a regular soda pop.
I'll tell you what, those are going down smooth. We're watching these cars fly by. The best Jack and Diets I've ever had are in front of me.
Ooh.
I got an entire day. I'm buying my wife a car here. This is awesome. And then that fire truck comes by and it really stops the whole show.
Yeah, truly.
There's a fire. They're selling a fire truck.
No, the
Fire flames.
Oh, fire. Yeah.
My bad. I think like legit. Is this just strictly cars? Or are they selling like tractors and cool other?
Yeah, golf carts.
Yeah, they got an entire. They got two barns full. They got two barns full of fucking shit. I mean, it is. They're here for 9 days. It's the second largest show we got. Kiss Me, Florida's our largest. That's coming up in a few months.
So that's 79 Bronco.
Model A.
That's 79 Bronco there. The Bentleys don't go for a lot, from what we've been learning.
That 2008 Bentley convertible, there was a similar. It might have been 2007. I think it went for $29,000.
Jesus.
So automatically think to yourself, like, okay, that sounds like a good deal, but why is nobody in here bidding on that?
Yeah.
You have to start looking into. And I think it's because, remember the Bentley we had, the air conditioning didn't work.
Sure.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh my God, 73 Bronco.
Yeah, that one right there. That thing's going to go for $195,000.
Yep.
That thing right there.
Wow.
Because they got all these you got a lot of fucking money in that room.
Yeah.
And then there's people sitting on the phone and on the internet. It was alive, bro. It was, you get caught up in there quick, 2-3 hours.
Yeah, easy. And then we went out and saw the cars that weren't even going up on that Saturday. That they're saving for later in the week, and some of those are even better.
Look at that 95 Chevy Impala Super Sport up. Boom. Look at that bad boy.
Talk.
That thing would have been bought with the quickness.
Or wait, go back. The one next to it.
Yeah, the fucking
That's the one.
Chevy with the
33
lift
Ford.
kit.
Yeah, that's the one that boom, 19
The 70 C10.
Yeah, right there. That looks like talk.
I'm telling you, it's a good time. It's like a museum of cars just coming through. And then they'll mix in like a fucking hilarious one.
Yeah.
Just for the, I think they get it. Them and
96.
Daihatsu Mira walkthrough van.
That's
awesome. Gonna need that.
See, like
I like those little tiny trucks right there. That 2022 Daihatsu, whatever you say it. I don't know why I've always liked that.
High-jet dump?
Yeah, dude.
Just to have it like around the yard. Use it around the yard.
Bro, how about the 1996 Efney RX-7? Honda Civic Shuttle if you want to go back to high school in the late 90s.
Is that Nick's Mitsubishi?
It might be. The Lancer?
Is that what it looked like?
Just be everywhere.
Dude.
It was WRX, okay?
That's on me. That's
Yeah,
on me.
Subaru, bro.
Hand up.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. If Meekum comes to your town, which I think it's once a month, I mean, it's worth a walkthrough. It's worth a walkthrough. It's like, geez.
We saw that thing actually.
Yeah,
Hummer?
Yeah, we saw that in one of the lots.
Yeah, it's waiting for Thursday.
It was
yeah. Old school.
Yeah.
2 miles to the gallon, but fucking head turner.
Yeah.
Good luck on the general, too. Saw the general was bidding.
Well, yeah, the general's about to sink all of his kids' college funds into a sword from, I think, was it the Civil War? Ooh.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah.
That was his heritage, brother.
Yeah, it's from like his town, and he's ready to basically cut off an arm to get that thing.
All
Which
right. Well,
I
good luck
respect.
to the general.
Respect it.
There was a Chevy truck that was really, or a Chevy, what was it? Do we remember? Looks like a Bronco. Chevy.
It
It was good. I almost bought it. There was a couple things I almost pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
But can't be going before Mother's Day and show up with a gift for yourself.
No.
look like a real asshole.
Yeah.
Smart move.
It was difficult for a couple of those things, though. Like the Scooby-Doo van right there.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Saw that thing. It's souped up.
Yeah.
That's going Thursday.
I cannot wait to get there on Thursday.
Pumped to go back.
We might pull a full. We might pull a full day at Meekum on Thursday.
Pumped to go back.
These are sweet.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking. You just walk through these just rows of sick cars, and then you turn the corner, and there's a whole nother barn, pretty much. Here's 2017 Vetter stretch limousine.
All right, talk.
That could be your everyday.
That was featured in Pitbull's Greenlight music video.
Wow.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites of his.
Absolutely.
It'd probably be pretty easy parking that thing downtown too. where
So that
Tom
was
lives.
another big part of the issue. Is basically 67 to 74% of the cars that went through within one block of leaving the state fair. Those tires are all
gone,
done,
dead. You know, just because the. I mean, they're full on moats in some parts. I drove downtown this weekend, obviously,
brutal
for the game. It's tough. I don't know how anybody with like sport cars survive.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I have no idea how they survive.
Potholes everywhere or what?
Everywhere. Craziest part is that it's better right now than it was 2 months ago.
But you get caught, which is wild, and thank you to whoever's fixing them, and good luck while you try to do that. There's even some spots where you can't even avoid them because you try to avoid them. So many people have avoided them. There's potholes in the avoiding
Bingo.
spot. So then there is.
There's replacement potholes already.
Then you got cars coming the other direction. It's like, it's a real, I don't know how anybody drives like a non-SUV or truck out here. Legitimately, I don't know. So that took away a lot of the cars that went through that looked really cool. It was like, that's a sick car, but that thing's dead before I even get it home. So you need an SUV or a truck, which is why that fire flame struck.
Oh my God.
It's a bummer.
Did the bid go on that?
The bid is going on.
Bid's still going on?
I don't know if it still is now. No, I cannot confirm. But the bid was going on Saturday.
The Thunderdome might need a.
Still going on.
The bid's going right now?
It's currently at 30,000.
Okay, that's where it was on Saturday.
We won.
No. Don't,
It's after Mother's Day.
The bid is not gone. I think someone just bought it. I don't think you can bid on it anymore.
Oh, it's gone. That's a shame. That's a shame. Happy nobody bought that, or somebody did buy that.
Yeah, they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Congrats.
Kitty's back. Keep that updated.
Yep.
He's roaring all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I thought you were talking about something on the TV over there. Yes, he is fucking jacked up right now, brother. I cannot wait to go watch these videos, dude. I'm so pissed.
Let's get out of here. Monday Night Raw tonight in Greenville, South Carolina.
Fucking good one.
We got more King and Queen of the Ring tournament matchups. Let's go. It's going to be a big one. It's only 74 degrees down there. I assumed I was going to go get cooked in South Carolina. Not so much.
Perfect. I just assumed it was 100 and very humid already.
Me too. I woke up this morning mentally preparing to potentially die in South Carolina at night. Turns out 74 degrees should be perfect. Can't wait to get there. Oh, no. Okay. Zeno's giving me updates on the kitty.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's get to we'll be back tomorrow. Tonight should be awesome on Raw. USA Network, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also this evening, got some big ones. Celtics take on the Cavs in Game 4 of that series. The Celtics are up 2-1. Thunder taking on the Mavericks. Mavericks are up 2-1. Mavericks at home. Okay, Mavericks at home. Favored only by 1.5. Will SGA and the boys be able to go in a Big D and tie this thing up? We shall see. In the NHL, Rangers can take care of the Hurricanes. And obviously, that'd be something that'd be great for the city of New York and the fans over there because the Knicks are about to get knocked out by the Pacers. And also in the NHL, Stars taking on the Avalanche. Good luck to your Avalanche. They're down 2-1 in the series, AJ. Are they going to be okay?
Yeah. We're back home. We're at home. We'll be all right. Yeah,
We're road warriors, brother. Texas hockey best team on the road all year. Sorry about it.
In the regular season, yeah.
Well,
and
that's
the playoffs.
Playoffs too. Then. Yeah.
People say that's maybe about the AA Center, but I'm not going to say that.
They're not favorites.
How's Jack feel? Jack feel good? Paws feel big?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, in whatever year he's been playing, yeah, he says he physically feels great. 20 years, 21 years, whatever it might be.
Jeez. He's trying to get 23.
He should, just like Braun.
How about 23 years? That'd be a big...
Insane.
Yeah, no, it'd be cooler is that if he built it up like he was going to do 23 the whole time, and then he said, you know what, I'm going to come back for 24.
Yeah.
For Kobe.
And then
after Kobe, he'll say, I'm going to come back for 25 like the Moose.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be like Moose.
It'll probably be, he won't say like quarter of a century. He'll say.
No, I want to be like Moose.
Moose.
And that's the show. We did it. Truly a good one today, boys. You should really take a bow. We really did.
I don't know about that. But
Today we really did.
Not from us, but
from all of us. Austin Rivers just sat right in the pocket.
He's awesome, man.
It.
I like him a lot.
I do too.
Like, seriously, shoot fan of Austin Rivers. Universe likes him. Oh, shit.
I got to shoot up. No,
Yeah, Kalen Clark, up and out. There you go. And that's gonna happen a lot. There it is.
Oh, you got robbed.
I thought the hoop was bigger from up there.
Fuck that.
Caitlin Clark debut, regular season, Thursday night.
Boom, can't wait.
Then Pacers host the Knicks for another playoff game Friday night.
Boom.
Good.
Indiana's the place to be. We'll be back here tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.